Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims, their families, and everyone affected by the University of Virginia shooting. Together, we stand Charlottesville strong.
They pop crowds. They pop corn. They pop culture. It's the lowdown.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the latest installment of the Lowdown Popcast. I am the voice of PCW and the voice of Demons Football, Elliot Popston. To my right is the founder of the hottest wrestling promotion in the Mid-Atlantic. He's the owner and agent of Flyer Float Travel, where you can book your dream getaway at flyerfloattravel.com. Host of the Shane event, can sell ice to an Eskimo. New York's greatest export, Shane Dorr. What's up, Shane?
Man, what is going on? Another week.
A good one at that. To our left, six-time fantasy football champion, podcast enthusiast, soon to be Kevin Nash's favorite podcaster. Just like his favorite wrestler, he's been known to outwork everyone, although some may argue he just works everyone. With his self-proclaimed hottest Funko Pop collection, not your average wrestling mark, Handbook, Jonathan Winburn.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Feeling good. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, it's a good day. Although some eerie news that we alluded to right there at the beginning of the opening. With the shooting yesterday. One guy from Charleston, South Carolina, was shot and killed at the University of Virginia. Everything that points to it so far was a former walk-on. Went in, shot 3 current UVA players. So as we mentioned before, thoughts and prayers go out to them, but don't want to dwell on that as we could. But man, good week of football.
Before we get too far along into the podcast, I do have a surprise for everybody. We kind of talked about it last week, but I was waiting until we were on the air to do it.
Oh, what is it? I like surprises.
I brought Elliot his favorite.
Shut your mouth.
All right, so
he's gonna try that.
I'm gonna try the chocolate.
He said last week he said he was gonna try
I said I would quote, and I quote, I would try the chocolate
Michael Cole
filled.
Remember that gimmick? And I quote.
Yeah.
Are we trying this? Have you eaten one yet?
I have not eaten one yet. I waited. So I bought it, and then I came home one day, and the box was open, and I was like, well, how's the box open?
Who did this?
My wife had snuck one out, but I have not tried it yet.
All right, guys, you know what we
Well,
should
ladies
do
and
first?
gentlemen.
Wait a minute. We need to touch tips.
No.
Not doing that.
No. I'm not scissoring you either, so don't even ask.
Scissor me.
All right, so the moment of truth.
Smells good. You gonna smell it? You can smell test. You gotta
I
smell
don't need to
test.
smell it.
You have to.
No.
It's like a thing.
It's not a thing.
You don't crack open a bottle of any wine or liquor or anything without smelling it first?
No.
That's weird.
No.
That's weird. You gotta have the aroma
I buy
test.
stuff that I know I'm going to like.
Okay, touche. Fine.
All right, so in 3, 2, 1.
Those are wonderful.
Tastes just like a fudge round. Perfect.
A fudge round or a Swiss roll.
With chocolate cream.
I'll say I get Swiss roll.
So,
More.
do we announce what we're eating to anybody?
Oh, yeah, we're eating a chocolate. Well, chocolate Christmas tree cake.
So Elliot hates Christmas tree cakes. So last week, Jonathan said there was a chocolate Christmas tree cake, and it's chocolate outside and inside. And it's
Chocolate.
And it's good.
Chocolate. Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get, just like with this Christmas tree cake.
It pairs very nicely and washed down very nicely with some banana rum cream.
By Blue Chair Bay. I have some.
Man, we're going to have to quit shouting out all these beverages until they start sponsoring us. But speaking of a sponsor, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go ahead and shout out Day Soul Coffee Lab out of where?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Bammer.
Yeah, so shout out them. First and foremost, we appreciate their sponsorship. And guys, if you love coffee, in my opinion,
Elliott loves coffee.
No, we know I'm a coffee connoisseur. I absolutely love coffee. But you head on over to their website, daysoulcoffeelab.co, enter the promo code LOWDOWN. I kind of burped just now. Enter the promo code LOWDOWN. Get 20% off your order. But the reason I want to shout them out is because they recently in Garden and Gun magazine was a semifinalist for the Made in the South award under the drink category.
See that? That's how you know you're good.
For their Barrel Reserve roast.
That's one of your favorites.
That is my
absolute
absolute
your
favorite.
favorite. Yep.
So shout out Day Soul Coffee Lab. My buddy Bert, he's the owner. He's a really good guy.
So can I ask? Can I make a request?
Sure.
Okay. So we all love Blue Cherry Bay, like rum creams. We love coffee things. We love
Chocolate.
What is this?
Mint chocolate.
Oh, Irish creams. We love all that. Can we please bring the Keurig next week and bring some Day Soul Coffee Lab coffee, and let's brew some and let's drink some coffee.
I mean, I don't own a Keurig.
You have a thing.
It's not a Keurig.
I have a Keurig.
He has a thing. I don't know what it is. It's a gigantic little thing.
You have a thing. I have a thing.
It grinds coffee beans and it roasts it and brews it and puts it in a cup. It's a K-cup machine type thing, except with coffee grounds, not with cups.
No, I don't have that. I make a whole
Not
pot.
with cups. What's that?
I make pots of coffee.
I'm so glad we're not on video.
I don't use the pods or anything.
I know. That's what I said. Okay, well,
I don't
bring a
make
whole
K-cups.
pot.
Yep.
We'll drink it. I like coffee.
I'm pretty sure I got a
Coffee.
I'm pretty sure I have
I bet you that banana rum cream would taste good as some coffee.
Bro, I'm telling you, good rum cream and great coffee sounds like a match made in heaven to me.
I'm pretty sure I have a spare coffee maker at the house.
I have a coffee pot. Can we just, you have the coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a coffee pot. I didn't know I could use a regular coffee pot.
Yeah. I grind the beans and then we put it in the filter.
I have those. We're good. Let's do it.
I'm down.
And to get the room smelling good too, because I love smell of coffee.
Oh yeah. But I don't have any more of the Barrel Reserve.
Well, you can log on to the website and get 20% off using the lowdown.
Touche. I need to do that anyways.
Hey, I curiosity, how long does it take to get?
Depends on their workload. Normally it takes 5-7 business days.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. But next episode we can get it. Tell them to put a rush order. Hey Bert.
Yep. Holla.
It's Ernie.
Hey Bert.
Oh
man, so that chocolate Christmas tree cake was pretty good.
Emphasis on the chocolate.
Yep. Pretty good.
Well, I have one more if anybody wants.
So when's the last time you had a regular Christmas tree cake? Just a regular one.
I don't know. I don't like, so let me preface everything with I don't like vanilla icing. I don't like yellow cake.
Yellow cake's just yellow cake. Boring.
So
it's too bland.
I'm not a big fan of white frosting, any type.
You know, I just had a vision of like, you know that GIF where the person in the GIF with all the hot dogs hitting her in the face?
Yeah.
I just saw you getting hit with Christmas tree cakes, just all in the face.
Pissed.
I thought you were going to say white cream.
No, I wouldn't take it that far. This is a
White frosting.
family-friendly show.
Well, we've already surpassed that one.
No, did you ever hear this?
I was talking about frosting.
Did you ever hear Jonathan's pickle story?
No, but I heard his
No.
he told me another story earlier.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Why am I not known of this?
You probably already know about it, but it's not my job to tell. We can keep it off air.
Oh no. We don't. This is
Shane knows the story.
we air it all on the Lowdown Podcast.
Just the Asheville story where he went to Asheville with a buddy of his and
Bar,
paid
brewery hopped
paid 15
all night, and then
the Uber.
Long story short, he paid $15 across the street.
yeah, I took an Uber to the wrong hotel and got out the Uber and was like, this isn't the hotel I was supposed to be at, and then looked at my room card key and was like, I typed that in wrong, and so yeah, had a good amount of drinks and just put in the right hotel and called another Uber. And then the next morning I got up and realized that, or was told that the hotel I had originally went to was right across the street. So I paid like $15 for a second Uber just across the street.
Were you drinking?
Lots of beer.
Yeah.
No,
But
no.
it was snowing, so there was no traffic out, so I could have easily crossed the road.
Oh yeah, it saved you some money. But no, but the pickle story is like, so Jonathan has a
Fear.
not a fear, a
Phobia.
strong dislike.
Phobia.
No,
He's not scared of them.
I'm not scared of them.
He likes looking at pickles, but he just doesn't like doesn't.
I do not.
So he just doesn't like the smell, the taste, the texture. Doesn't like anything about any sort of pickle. Doesn't matter what it is.
This one's butter, bread and butter, kosher deal.
So I don't know what it was, but we were somewhere and I had a pickle. I don't know why I had a pickle.
I know.
Why'd I have a pickle in my hand? No,
I just pictured you like Uncle Rico and it's on his face.
he would have quit. No,
I
but
almost quit when it happened.
so I had a pickle in my hand off of something. I don't know what it was.
Oh, no. Was it at the fair with the deep fried pickle?
It was at the fair. It wasn't
Yeah,
deep
you told me
fried.
about that.
It wasn't deep fried.
You told me about that.
It was
at
a
the
pickle.
fair. Yeah, it was at the fair.
It was just a regular pickle, but I don't remember what it was on. But
Anyway, so
Pickle on a stick.
So, I did one of those. I wasn't gonna hit him with it or make it touch him, but I just like went and stuck it around on the side of his face.
he was behind me, and he stuck it like over my right shoulder, and then
Turns around.
like called my name or tapped my shoulder, like for me to turn around. But not only did I turn around, I like turned around and went forward, so it smacked me in the tip of my nose.
Oh,
What?
And Jonathan's face. Wait, his face.
I picture like, is it the hall pass moment where Owen Wilson has sat in the hot tub for so long that he's gone completely numb?
So Jonathan's face, it hit his nose. The worst thing it could have done was touch him, just touch him. But the even worse, it was his nose. So the smell resonated with him, and like he was like. His first words were he stared at me. He had a cold, dark stare.
I felt it.
And he was like, I'm going home. That was his exact words. I'm going home.
Like middle of the day.
Wasn't
had
even
just got
smiling.
there.
Oh, man, that's funny.
I felt it when it happened. I was like, mentally, I was like, did that really just happen? I'm going home. That's it. I'm done. I'm done for the day.
Is that hall pass? Is that the movie I'm thinking
It's
of?
been so long since I've seen that movie, but the only thing I remember from Hall Pass, I think, was the girl that crapped all over the shower wall.
Oh. So
I remember that in the part where she's a 10 because she surrounds herself with other people, and he does the hands, and he's like 10, and he gets his hands close, and he's like, 4.
That's a real thing. That is a real thing. Sorry, but I spit truth.
I think
What was that? Click, 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 click. Is that your phone? Oh, that's Jonathan's bottle of
Pop it top again. I think that was yeah, man, that had to be that movie.
That was my phone this time.
Oh man.
Hall Pass was a good movie there.
I think it was it Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson?
Mm-mm.
No, it was
No. Not Jason Bateman.
I want to say Sudeikis.
Yeah,
I
Sudeikis.
thought it was Ed Helms.
I think he was in it too. I think they're all in it. It was a very funny movie. I do remember that. I remember watching it and like, from what I remember of it, it's definitely not a kid-friendly movie.
Oh, no.
What makes you say that?
It was Jason Sudeikis.
Man, it's rare.
It was Hall Pass.
It's rare. I'm right.
It was Hall Pass.
I'm gonna enjoy this moment.
So
it is a rare moment.
Sure. Oh, dude, no way.
So the producers or directors of the movie, the Farrelly brothers, said they
They did
tested
Liar, Liar. Not Liar, Liar. The one with
Meet the Parents,
no,
Zoolander,
no, the Jim Carrey Jeff Daniels movie.
Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber.
They did Dumb and Dumber.
So
Makes sense now.
the Farrelly brothers tested the funny man's talking about Owen Wilson limits in their new comedy, which sees Wilson's character pass out in the hot tub only to wake up next to a pair of nude strangers. And the filmmaking assemblies revealed the actor felt really uncomfortable during the difficult shoot.
So I'm sad right now. So I searched Hall Pass in Google, and I found the Internet Movie Database rating
4.5
For what?
I don't know
for Hall
that
Pass.
shit.
So what's my score?
6.
It has to be 6. It's a 5.9.
Oh, I guess it ain't that good.
Oh.
God, that movie sucks. So
It's a 5.9 unless it surrounds itself with other 6.0s or higher.
Oh my God! But the thing is, I don't remember it though, so maybe it's not that good to me. I just remember a couple things that I laughed out loud at.
I mean, I feel that's
I feel
most
like
comedies though.
I feel like the large part of the movie was somebody having an affair.
Well, the whole premise of the movie is the guys get a hall pass for a night.
No, but one of the wives was having an affair the whole time with a ball coach or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, see,
I don't
exactly. I don't remember. They're like a little league coach
Dude,
or something.
Last time I watched it, I
I
think
can't remember either, but you said that and I pictured was it in which movie is it where she thinks he's cheating and she like sneaks up, he like goes and then he's doing the fantasy football draft. It's Leslie Mann and Paul Rudd, but I can't remember.
is that Slap of the Bass Man?
No, that's him. That's slapping the bass, and it's not a fish.
Slap of the Bass. Slap of the Bass.
It's a bass. No, not going on 40. Something going on. No, I can. Leslie Mann is hilarious.
It was knocked up.
knocked up.
You were thinking this is 40, but
This,
it was.
yeah,
but it was
same.
knocked-
It's
it was-
her though.
Dude,
Yeah.
I forgot Paul Rudd was in Role Models.
He's a big part of that. And Sean William Scott. They're the main actors.
And McLovin.
McLovin.
Yeah, McLovin is the kid
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
the kid with the Dracula cape.
Wasn't Dracula. It was something else.
Whatever.
Dungeons and Dragons.
No, it looks like a Three Musketeer.
But that movie is hilarious. Role Models is funny. You go back and watch that. And it's got that little boy. I thought it was a boy, but it's not a boy. He's an adult.
They were, no, I'm thinking of Jason Segel. Never mind. Jason Segel, however you say his name.
Jason Segel is in one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I Love You, Man.
I Love You, Man, with Paul Rudd.
That's slapping the bass.
That's
Slapping the Bass Man.
Slap at the bass. Jobin.
Rush fans, right?
Rush. Yes. Rush.
Roosh.
Not ooh, nice transition there. Hoss.
Who lost to Bandito. Didn't see that coming, but happened. On AEW Rampage.
Never seen it.
We know.
I got to get better.
I don't watch tape TV. I don't watch live. It says live in the corner.
It has been live the last few weeks. That's the sad thing.
It has?
Yes.
It's live at 8 o'clock, and then they air it at 10.
Still live.
Getting there, guys.
That's some good old fast editing.
Live enough.
Found out today that AEW will be on BleacherReport.com. Saw that.
Isn't it always on Bleach Report?
Well, they were just saying it's
Like
on
streaming?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's on
okay.
again.
I was wondering what you meant.
Pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view for Fight for the Fallen.
Premium live experience.
Because that's usually where I
Wrong company.
Bleach Report's normally where I buy it at. I think it's always available on Bleach Report in the U.S. and it's on Fight outside of the U.S.
Yeah. Little bit of back and forth between Jeff Jarrett and Braun Strowman on the socials as Jarrett decided to say he's not some fake monster that wears red skinny jeans.
That was enjoyable. But
I enjoyed Jarrett for just a split second. It was funny.
that was the only
I
time he
laughed.
enjoyed it. He giggled at that moment. It's like, I hate you.
I did giggle.
He goes, I hate you.
Pretty much.
So Jonathan's feelings toward Jeff Jarrett are mine toward Christian.
But Jeff Jarrett's from
No, there's no way.
It is.
I don't think deep down you really hate Christian.
I
I think
can't
you
s-
hate Christian as a show for me, but I don't think you hate Christian.
I've never liked Christian at all. Even though, like, if you talk to anybody that compares, that remembers edging Christian or Christian, at any point, they always say, everybody says Christian's the better worker. Edge is the mouthpiece. Edge can talk. Christian can't talk. I don't think he cuts a good promo, but he can go.
So growing up,
It's just
watching,
something I don't enjoy him.
WWE. I was always, when it was Edge and Christian, the Hardys and the Dudleys, I was always a Hardys fan. I didn't really like Edge and Christian, whether that was my age and just the fact that the Hardys were usually the face. I hated Christian with long hair.
Right.
I think once he cut it, then I kind of just changed my viewpoint. I don't know.
When he started doing the peeps?
Yeah.
Or this?
I picture him with like the long hair and the glasses where the goes over
So, for the benefit of those with flash photography,
You so beat me to it. I was just about to do that, and there it is. 5-second pose. Yeah. They would do the rotate.
such a good time.
It was funny. It was funny.
But Double J's a
Producer, right?
Yeah, but his comment was in response to Strowman's tweet, where Strowman.
Well, he was talking about Satnam in the promo. He was talking about, and we got a real monster here, not some monster that wears
Not
red
some fake
skinny
monster
jeans.
that wears red. But he said that because of Strowman's tweet right after Crown Jewel, where he was talking about flippy floppy stuff and blah blah blah.
It was not a shot. It was not an initial shot. It was a response to.
It was a response to Strowman.
Yeah,
and it's also been said that WWE management and backstage did not receive Strowman's tweet very well either.
The fact I'm coming to the conclusion of is that WWE is not acknowledging AEW at all. They don't like it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to even acknowledge that there's a competitor. They don't want to acknowledge that there's anybody but them. Which I get when you're the largest company in the world, or in the pro wrestling business.
As weird as this is to say now, like looking back, I think they were, as much as we've talked about Triple H and him wanting to do what's best for the company or what's best for business, I think they had more of a shot of mentioning AEW on TV with Vince in charge than I do Triple H. Because I think Vince would think there's no way they're catching up. Like I have the superior product, whereas Triple H, I think from a business standpoint, he would be like, they're not where we're at yet, but if we mention them, we're only helping them progress, and that's not going to do us anything.
AEW will have to acknowledge WWE first.
Acknowledge me.
They would have to, like, not just a pot shot without saying names. Like, if they're going to do something together at some point, which I ultimately think it's inevitable. I do think it's inevitable. I think
you may have wrestlers from both companies on the same show, but it won't be each other's show. It'll be like a New Japan show or
like a joint
GCW or something.
I would totally be okay with that, but there had to be
I don't
some
think
sort of
WWE
build.
people are going to show up on AEW TV or vice versa.
I just think it's inevitable at some point. I mean, I don't see how number 2 can grow.
Number 2.
It was was number 2.
Number 2.
No. Number 2. Oh yeah, the patch. Yeah.
Number 2.
Sharks.
What are you doing, Scott?
I heard they're making another Austin Powers movie though.
Please and thank you.
It's been way too long.
Subtitle: Zip it. Subtitle: Zip it.
www.com.
If you must zip it,
zip it good. No, but I don't see how number 2 can ever grow. Well, they'll grow organically.
Eat more.
What?
He said, "Eat more." Feed me more.
His videos are so funny. I send them to you guys and Jonathan. Well, I know I send them to Jonathan. I don't know if I send them to
you sent me a very unpleasant one earlier.
Oh, that was disturbing. But I sent that to you because of obvious reasons. Yeah, Ryback's sick. He posts some funny stuff on his TikTok. But like number two, I don't see how he could. I
can't say it without thinking of it now.
I don't see how the number 2
Freaky Dicky Deutsch.
His face is Ryback's hilarious. Watch
Hungry.
Watch the whole video. Watch Ryback's face. Watch Ryback's face. Ready? Y'all, if you don't watch Ryback's TikTok, you are missing out a lot because he is actually low key hilarious. I just don't agree with his his crazy viewpoints and certain things. But anyway,
Rabbit, what are you doing? Meat.
So the number two largest professional wrestling company in the world behind WWE, I don't see how that company in AEW can grow exponentially, not just like a trickle of fans, but I'm talking about exponentially seriously growing without doing some sort of collaborative effort with WWE. I don't see it.
Yeah.
You look at WWE back in the day. WWE did work with ECW. That was WWE.
Is that considered working with them? I mean, they bought the company.
No. I'm talking about back in the early to mid '90s.
Okay.
Jerry Lawler, and they did some work together. Now, granted, is that because Vince McMahon had some sort of investment or controlled interest in ECW that we don't know about?
Well,
I have heard that rumor, but
after 30 years later, it's kind of one of those things. Well, yeah, it may have.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible, but regardless, my point stands that AEW and WWE need at some point, doesn't need to be tomorrow, but at some point for AEW to grow at all in a significant manner, they need to do some sort of collaborative work.
I don't agree.
Well, that's your opinion. I mean, you're more welcome to it.
Only because knowing what we know about Tony, I don't see him wanting. I mean, I get wanting the company to grow, but I don't think he would be okay with the company growing because of WWE and not because of something he did.
Okay. So at the same time, what would Tony Khan have to do? You're Tony Khan. Give me 3 things that you would do or you think you can do to substantially, not just trickle, substantially increase your your viewership on your product. Because it hovers, I don't care what anybody says, it hovers the same. It hasn't really changed in quite a while. It's been, you're talking 900,000, 1.1, somewhere in that range. What can they do to get eyes on the product?
So I think the streaming deal would help, whether it be HBO Max or any streaming deal, but definitely HBO Max. Like I think that would be the top one. I think we live in a day and age where media, altogether, entertainment is a big focus on all parts, movies, TV, having his people participate more. I mean, you think back to Hogan did a lot of stuff, and I feel like they went hand in hand with WWE success. I mean, he did more stuff because WWF at the time was big, but it also helped.
You're talking like press conferences and things, and
yeah, I mean, or just I mean, wrestlers have parts like MJF's got the part in the whatever, I can't remember what the
Von
name
Erich
is. Yeah, in the
Von
Von
Erich
Erich.
Claw.
But if the partnership with Warner Brothers is there, then I think he needs to be utilized on both fronts, not just TV, but having AEW, like they're advertising, the Game of Thrones episode that they had, and the Shark Week episode. But I think they need to have their people show up on other stuff a little bit more outside of the company.
now when we're talking viewership, it's only referring, from what I understand, it's only referring to live cable viewers, correct? It's not taking into consideration streamers, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
It's
But
usually live plus 24. So it's like whatever live viewers watched it live, and then plus anybody that's viewed it within 24 hours.
So at some point they're going to have
Put on TV.
At some point they're going to have to incorporate viewers. At some point, like streamers, I mean. And then how many subscribers does HBO Max have? We said it was number 1, right, Elliot?
No, it
was top 5.
Yeah, 3 or 4. I mean, Netflix and
Oh yeah. But it was up
Disney
there.
Plus are 1 and 2.
But Peacock was that 13 million or something down near the bottom.
yeah, I'd have to pull the numbers again. But
Yeah,
yes,
HBO was like 50 or something.
So
HBO was 2 or 3.
yeah, so HBO Max you're talking was 4 or 5 times larger than Peacock as far as subscriber count. So if they ever did land, they gotta be careful because WWE and Netflix are right there in the backyard. They're already hand in hand in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, you're basing that based on the WWE studio stuff.
The fact that WWE content is on Netflix tells me all I need to know, because WWE just doesn't allow that, for no rhyme or reason. If there wasn't some sort of collaborative agreement, But I think if AEW does announce a partnership or some sort of announcement looming with HBO Max, I definitely think it's going to change the game for them. It's definitely going to lead to a lot more money for them on an income basis. So what they can do with that, I mean, you see what they're doing now with what they have with their TV deal with Warner Media. But
you get what I'm saying about vice versa. So like if AEW's got such a good relationship with Warner, then I think Warner, not that they just need to throw wrestlers in movies or TV shows just because, like if they're not good actors, so I mean that takes away from the fact, but like have them do more stuff outside of the company, more media. I mean, whether it be media appearances, showing up in, I think even recently, I mean, I know she's not there right now, but Sasha showing up in The Mandalorian was a big deal. I mean, that got so much press outside of, I mean, it was like, one of the top shows at the time, and she had a pretty decent part in the show.
Speaking of Sasha, man, nobody really knows what she's doing. I can't tell if she's working the sheets.
I think she's out.
But let me tell you something. If AEW pulls her away, and I'm not sold on the possibility yet. I'm not sold on it, but I'm not denying that it's not plausible.
Yeah.
If they pull her away, that's substantial, considering the ties and different things that she has in WWE. That would be crazy.
And she's one that's got outside company appeal, not
Snoop and all her, like her Mandalorian.
And the thing is, Snoop already has a relationship with AEW.
Right.
And I don't.
WWE hates that.
Listen, Mercedes. Hey, listen.
I'll just say that I don't foresee this happening, but I know she mentioned on Instagram or something a while back that like the date has finally come, or she's gotten and I think she hasn't been on WWE TV, but she's still been under contract. But I think her contract's up. Like I think maybe it wasn't extended. Like it was just they just didn't have she just wasn't going to be there until the contract was up. Full Gear's this weekend, and I don't necessarily think that she'll. I don't want to overshadow Saraya's, debut match and her first match back, but
she was close with Saraya.
They have some sort of relationship.
I can see one of two things. I can see her coming out to help Saraya win the match, but I could also see Britt being the heel, having Mercedes come out and cost Saraya the match.
And it'd be like Saraya saw a ghost.
Yeah, and it would be like Britt's like, I got the upper hand,
So...
Because
so when did Mercedes say that?
A couple weeks ago.
And what was she referring to? Was she
They
referring
didn't say.
to coming soon?
They didn't say. It was just a mystery. But the company that she owns recently filed for the following trademarks: Mercedes Money, I guess. Monet Talks, Bank Money, Statement Maker.
I don't know. It's all things that normally, those are terms that WWE would want, especially Statement Maker, right? Didn't she have a move called the Bank Statement?
Bank Statement, yeah.
So but Bray did the same thing. So WWE is more lenient now to allow their talent to do their own, kind of like the NIL deal with the NCAA.
But on that same,
and go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I think we even said last week, they were talking about the Survivor Series women's match. They showed Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka versus like Damage Control and Nikki. So there was two people open on the face side. And I thought it could be Sasha and Naomi. Well, this week they announced Rhea and Mia Yim as the Mia Yim as the
which is
face and heel team. So now there's only one face spot open and no heel spot. So I don't see that being.
Could be Sasha. Could be
Charlotte.
Could be
probably Naomi.
I think it would be Charlotte.
It'd be Charlotte. It's funny because weren't we just talking about Charlotte? Like we were talking about and I said, and I was wrong, 100% wrong. But I said if they referred to Charlotte in some promo.
It was with the club versus or OC versus the
said something with Flair.
Judgment Day, yeah.
Right? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's Charlotte. And it wasn't.
Phenomenally Flair.
And it wasn't Charlotte. Because I was wrong. So she's looming somewhere.
Well,
And you do not hear Shane say he's wrong. often.
Recent interview with Ric Flair.
No, he is.
Recent interview with Ric Flair, they asked if he knows anything about Charlotte. He straight up said, "Hey, no, Charlotte doesn't tell me anything because she knows I'll spill the beans on it," type of thing. But yeah. So I mean, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks that pay per view, Survivor Series, War Games. I'm excited about that pay per view. Well, mainly because it's War Games.
Yeah. Let's worry about Full Gear.
Yeah.
That's this weekend.
Well, but before we get to that, let's get to Dynamite, which looks to be another pretty good show from what I'm seeing. We've got you'll hear from Samoa Joe, who turned on Wardlow this week.
That was interesting.
To me, that lines up a great match for Full Gear, title versus title, probably. That's what I'm suspecting. Ring of Honor TV title versus your TNT championship is what I'm expecting to happen. We also hear from AEW World Champion Jon Moxley as well as his opponent MJF. We will hear from Dr. Britt Baker and Saraya again. We will have the debut of the Acclaim music video, A Hand for a Hand. I'm always a fan of these Acclaim music videos. They're always funny to me.
Well, the name is funny, so
A Hand for a
I can
Hand.
imagine that's going to be a lot of scissoring in that video.
You got Tony Storm versus the Bunny.
You love Tony Storm.
Match of the night.
Yeah, underwhelming. Thanks.
The Bunny.
Ethan Page versus Bandito for title eliminator
That'll
match.
be very entertaining.
You will hear from. Oh, you have a singles match between Anthony Bowens and Swerve Strickland.
That'll be very good.
You have Death Triangle versus Top Flight and AR Fox. I'm excited about that match.
Fine. Yes, absolutely. Match of the night. I'm calling it right now.
I'm excited about that match. I love watching Top Flight. I'm glad. What's Dante's brother? Dante Martin. I forget his brother's name. I'm glad he's back. He was out with injury for a while because of torn ACL. He came back, and I feel like last time we saw AEW live, he injured his knee again, but I don't remember. But AR Fox being there, AR Fox,
Darius.
yeah, that's it. AR Fox is money, so that'll be a fun.
Shane said match of the night, but the main event is
It's Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
No, that's your number two. I think
number two.
why do
number
we keep
two.
referring to number two?
Me.
I'm calling that 6-man tag's gonna be match tonight. Main event's gonna be your second match.
I
love AR Fox. I'm AR Fox 5.
What do y'all think about you think Samoa Joe Wardlow ends up being a match at Full Gear?
Wasn't
It's inevitable.
Wardlow already scheduled to fight Powerhouse?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know if they made that match or
Well, if that match is gonna be announced, it would be announced tonight on Dynamite because it just happened. The turn happened last week.
yeah. I mean, they could say, "Hey, triple threat."
Ugh.
No, yeah, I could see it being a triple threat. So it's not not announced yet, but it was teased a couple of times that Wardlow and Hobbs were going to fight. So I could definitely see it being a triple threat.
You know,
Powerhouse.
what's y'all's opinion on Powerhouse Hobbs? I'm not a fan.
I like him more now than I did when he was with Ricky Starks and
Taz and all them.
mm-hmm.
I do too.
I mean, now he's just been coming out, man, just in
Wrecking people.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be called Powerhouse,
Like Brock Lesnar.
just wreck people.
It's like the Brock Lesnar of AEW.
I think he's a victim of AEW's lack of TV time
I agree.
with the roster. I think if they had more time, he would be a bigger deal.
I can get behind
But
that.
his program with Starks when they first split could have been huge, and it seemed like he squashed Starks, which
Is that program over yet though?
but he squashed Starks like right away, and
kicked
then
to the side.
they had like a small blow off match, and then it's just been kind of like forgotten about. So I think it's a lot of AEW smaller storylines seem to go like they do a good job of long term storytelling. I think their smaller storylines have more shelf life, and they just kind of.
Yeah, I think we get a triple threat match. That's what I think we get. I think, especially with the way Wardlow got attacked by.
Where's Hook? Send him. Where's he been?
He has. Has he been on Rampage?
I haven't.
I've missed Rampage the last couple of weeks. So.
Oh, there you have it. I missed it the last couple of years. So, I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, so AEW, I believe, has a very diverse, very deep roster, top to bottom. You know, from main eventers to mid card to curtain jerkers. So, I think step one is to get Ring of Honor a TV deal or some sort, because they got to somehow divide these rosters up, to showcase their talent with an adequate amount of time. You know, seeing what you were saying.
I definitely think it'll help because they're all under the same umbrella. But what I don't want to see, which is kind of what we see now, Ring of Honor is its own brand, and I don't want them to get the TV deal and then AEW people be constantly showing up on Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor people constantly be showing up on AEW, because then you run into the issue with Raw and SmackDown being two separate brands. But then it's just like,
and I don't think
people
Tony's
just show up
deal.
whatever, and then it's like, okay, well, like, what's the whole purpose of?
I think Tony's smart enough to not make that mistake. I would hope, because everybody knows that there is. I don't know a soul that is a fan of a brand split. Every wrestling fan I talk to does not like a brand split, because that they have a quote unquote brand split, but everybody's showing up on everybody's show anyway.
Yeah.
Just do away with a quote unquote brand split and just have two shows and everybody shows up on them all, whatever.
But they're not going to get rid of Rampage, so it'll be Dynamite, Rampage, and whatever Ring of Honor show is.
Or Rampage becomes Ring of Honor. We don't know. Rampage is
Ring of Honor Rampage.
Very possible. They're focusing like Rampage is on a strong
Rampage of
decline.
Honor.
Very well could be possible.
Ring of Rampage.
All right, guys.
So, let's talk about this Full Gear card real quick.
Run it down, Elliot.
So we got Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Saraya.
I'm very interested to see what Saraya looks like in a match.
The promo last week was very good.
Oh,
a lot of emotion.
It jacked up
a lot
Britt.
of emotion.
It jacked up
And you
Britt.
could tell Britt was trying to fight back, not showing emotion, but
Or not caring.
yeah.
Not Karen.
Saraya versus Britt Baker for the championship?
No. There's no title
Okay.
because Tony Storm holds it, which is stupid.
You love Tony Storm.
Interim.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Interim. All right, so we'll get to that. We'll get to that match.
So I'm guessing, my guess would be Saraya goes over in a heartfelt, with an amazing comeback, like she's getting beat, and then there's this amazing comeback moment where
They shake hands, hug at the end? Or does DMD stay?
I do see. I definitely, after that promo, I think that might be more likely than not now. I see Saraya gets the win. That's my guess. We always run through the card. Elliot?
I don't see Tony allowing Saraya to lose.
That's what I love about us, man. We're three wrestling fans. Two of us are actually involved in the business. Jonathan, he's very close, to getting involved at some sort in some time, I think. But I think it's funny how we all have just completely polar opposite opinions.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Wait, with me or Elliot?
I don't see. Well,
We
we both
different
said,
opinions.
we both said Saraya wins.
Oh,
How's that different?
I was misunderstanding.
So I think Saraya wins too,
but
I don't see them shaking hands. I don't see that happening. I mean, I could see it
only because
I
of that
can see a
promo.
path where it happens, but I keep going back to what I was earlier with Mercedes. Like, even if Mercedes doesn't interfere, like what if Saraya wins the match and then you have Britt, Hayter, beat down Saraya after the match.
Tony Storm comes out. And then you kick off the Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter match.
Then have Mercedes come out and save Saraya.
He definitely has Mercedes coming out in this match. That's what he wants.
Because so looking at the card, not that I'm not impressed by the card, but like
you feel underwhelmed a little bit.
I do feel underwhelmed, and I think it's and that's sad to say because I think we'll be happy with the finale of the main event. It's been a long time coming, but just looking at the card, like none of the matches, whether I don't know if it's the build or maybe I just haven't had as much time to watch the show.
Dear AEW, can we get a better graphic with Jamie Hayter, please? I mean, that's just
What's it look like? Okay.
anyways. So I was gonna ask, do you think La Mira returns, the current AEW Women's Champion?
I mean,
Or is she still on?
She hurt.
Well,
I remember a report said she hurt.
My understanding is they said she was quote unquote injured, but she was actually getting moved from the locker room because she was, I don't know, kind of like toxic, like CM Punk. Apparently,
I think the belt comes off her at some point. I do think at some point
Santa Rosa.
we forget about a name that's free agent in the female realm that is now getting a little bit more prominence again, and things are getting forgotten.
Tessa
Blanchard is out there, which I love. Tessa Blanchard. I think Tessa Blanchard is probably one of the most talented females on this planet. I can see AEW making a move on that. I mean, just to keep her away from WWE, but she's out there.
She's out there, but you know how pop culture works.
In the IWC.
Yeah.
IWC don't forgive.
No, they
Don't forget.
the moment AEW even brings her on the show, suddenly you hear, you see all the tweets. Oh, she said this 8 years ago or whatever, and suddenly she's no longer employed. So,
man,
funny how that works.
If everybody in the world was judged by things they said or thought 8 to 10 years ago, we'd all be in a bad place.
Well, welcome to America, peeps.
America.
So,
Anyway.
but that's your two women's division matches. Oh, no, and we have another one. Yeah.
Tony Storm?
Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose.
What are you chuckling for?
I hope Jade Cargill pump kicks Nyla right in the face. Dude. You can sit right here. Thanks, bro. I'm not a fan of
I'm not really a fan of either one, but
I'm not a fan of Nyla, whatever Nyla subscribes to.
So Jade's got a good look for, like, in a sense of like domination, should be the champ, but I wasn't a fan of hers because I feel like she came on too quick. Like, she won the TNT title or TBS title like pretty quickly and has just carried it since then.
Excuse me?
There was no build.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Vicky Guerrero, the manager for Nyla Rose. I will say I do like how they have that's exactly what I was referring to. Why is that TV backwards?
Because you're staring in a mirror.
That's another story nobody needs to know about.
I will say, I think
I've been laughing this whole time.
The way
I hope Jade Cargill pump kicks her in the face.
The way they have the Full Gear flyer or graphic is pretty funny. So they had TBS champion Jade Cargill, and then they have, quote, TBS champion, end quote, Nyla Rose for the TBS championship.
It could be worse. It could be interim TBS champion.
But they put in quotes.
They put quotes.
Oh, my gosh. That was funny. Sorry.
I do think it's funny how they've kind of worked that entire
So Jade Cargill goes over here.
Yeah.
I think they push her. She's still undefeated, yeah.
Still undefeated, 34-0.
So she's going to be 35-0, beating the biggest woman on the roster.
34-1.
I mean, I could see Mercedes coming out after that match.
She's showing up at some point.
I mean, I'm not.
Mercedes is coming out after every match, just destroying somebody.
I'm
in the
not
match.
convinced that she's showing up. I'm just saying, I think that if she was to show up, Full Gear makes a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, that could be a match Tessa Blanchard comes out at.
I love Tessa. I think Tessa, we don't even know if she said anything. It was all somebody said that she said something, which I can't stand. But I think enough time's passed. I think she's due for some. She ain't going back to Impact, that's for sure.
Yep.
So I think it's inevitable. She's still young. What is she? Sub 30, 29, 28, maybe. So I think definitely at some point she fits more the AEW mold than WWE.
I just don't think Nyla's a good worker.
Nah, I can't get into the matches.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Nyla's work, so I don't care what Nyla calls or believe, whatever. I don't care what she or he, whatever you want to call him, subscribes to. Or how how she's transitioned, whatever. I just don't think she's good in the ring.
So she's a transitional champion.
Oh, TBS.
That was a 3-pointer. That was a good one.
Quote, TBS champion, end quote. Yeah, so go Jade. Well, and this is also allowed
I've never cheered for Jade so much before.
Well, this has allowed them to turn Jade into a face.
I can't stand Nyla. I don't care.
But she's not a face.
She's an
She
anti-hero.
is in this match.
She's an anti-hero.
Is Nyla a heel?
Oh yeah, straight up.
And Jade is the babyface in this match. There's no way around that. I mean, if Nyla's not liked,
I laughed. Nyla did the pose that Jade does with the he flexes and turns around and sticks her tongue out. I was like, oh gosh.
Oh, what's next?
So we also have. See what else we got here. All right, we have
match of the night:
Sting and Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett.
Where's Ric Flair?
Woo!
So I think Ric Flair cost Lethal and Jeff Jarrett the match.
I would so,
but it would make sense.
Oh, it would.
And I think Jonathan's over there looking sick because
don't do it
because so I see a lot of gimmick spots here.
It's Sting.
I see Jarrett. I see Muda. I see a bunch of different gimmick spots in this match to help protect Sting, of course.
Well, we don't even know what kind of shape Sting's in. He hasn't been on TV.
We don't know why he hasn't been on TV. That's another thing. Like, what's wrong? What happened?
He might be getting in shape.
Clanging and banging. And there comes out
10-pound dumbbell. 10-pound dumbbell.
It's from a wrist.
So
Jeff Hardy makes his return.
Oh.
Not that it'll happen here, but I think before Sting retires from AEW,
okay,
he comes down from the rafters one more time. They've teased it a lot with the cameras looking up, and then you have him camera looking one way or them looking. But I think that would be
it'd be a sick, surreal moment, but it had to be where they have the most eyes.
So you could have the.
Like I don't see it happening here. I just think
Arthur Ashe.
They've teased
Arthur
it so
Ashe
much that I think it has to happen.
So this leads me to another off-topic question. Just because we're, that's what we do. we don't plan anything.
You know,
When's AEW gonna put one of their big pay-per-views in an arena that is deserving of it? So they're doing all these 12 to 15,000, which is great, right? They're selling them out easily with pay-per-views like the Chicago show.
All Out.
Yeah, that's all right. So what else is in Chicago where they could? How about Soldier Field?
Question is, do they try Chicago, or do they just say, hey, you know what? Let's use our own facility in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's use this and
No
see
rent there.
Let's see how this goes first.
Hey, Dad.
So to that point, Jacksonville's football team has been considered for a while that they could move to the UK. And reports have come out recently that AEW is looking at doing some shows in the UK next year. So I could see maybe that being the stadium show.
In the UK?
Con and them they have a bunch of connections over there.
I would hate for their first big show to be in the UK.
But you got to think here. If they have even if they do one tour, that might be the only time that those fans, AEW fans in the UK, get to see them in person without having to travel to America. So to me, that would make more sense to do the big show somewhere there where they know they're going to potentially sell out. Where if you do it here, you might, maybe, but
look what they did at All In. 15,000 tickets. All Out is selling out every time. They're selling out pre-sale. What does it hurt to?
But are they selling out pre-sale because they're sold out, or are they selling out pre-sales because AEW fans will spend more money to buy tickets afterwards?
Both.
You have a lot of people flipping more AEW tickets than you do WWE.
There are people that like to flip tickets.
I'm 6th in line.
But at the same point, I think they could do it.
I got 6 tickets, but I'm not going to go. No chance.
It's such as what you got.
It's literally the biggest show on the ever. Yeah, I can't go. Sorry, guys.
But I don't know. I think it'd be worth trying a 20 to 22,000 seat. Nothing I'm not saying jump from 10 to 15,000 to 80,000. Try a 20 to 25,000 seat arena and see what you do. Because it's easier to block out. It's easier to block out 8,000 seats than it is
60.
Correct.
You know what would help them do?
I don't know, SummerSlam.
You know what would help them do a 25,000 person venue?
Don't you say CM Punk.
Mercedes.
CM Punk.
In Chicago? Soldier Field? If AEW ever did Soldier Field with CM Punk, that place.
CM Punk and FTR versus Young Bucks and Kenny.
Stadium Stampede.
It doesn't tickle me pink.
Well, you're out on CM Punk.
I am burn up with CM Punk. My flame for CM Punk is gone. And it's not even salvageable, I don't think.
So Sting and Darby versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, we're thinking gimmick and spots.
I'm not going to say what gimmicks or what spots, but there's going to be a lot of moments in this match, I think, to help both sides, because you got Jeff Jarrett. Come on. All right. And you got Sting. But you do have Lethal and Darby. Who else is in that match?
Just them. But then you have, Satnam and Sanjay, and
there you have it. So but then you got FTR too that could maybe.
Nah.
But they already have a role in the show.
They don't.
They do not have a role in the show.
Okay.
They've been teasing a lot of stuff with
the Gun Club.
The Gun Club and the Acclaimed.
They could still announce something. Speaking of the Acclaimed, though, Acclaimed has the AEW World Tag Team Championship against Swerve and Our Glory. So that's what they have.
So what? Where's House of Black fit in?
Well,
the only trios match on the card.
There's not one for Full Gear.
There's not an announced one, but we all know that they're building to the Elite versus Death Triangle.
Elite's not going to wrestle at Full Gear.
You don't think so?
No. They're not going to wrestle at Full Gear with this short of notice. They're just going to show up and lay waste to somebody.
So maybe you have House of Black against Death Triangle Full Gear.
I don't think they just show up.
Yeah,
I think they show up, or maybe some.
You've been
something
you've been
I
teasing
wouldn't see
both.
House of Black just showing up. I don't think the Elite would just be just showing up because their teasers have directly been teased at Death Triangle. I mean, it's been.
So what needs to happen is ultimately the Elite show up or House of Black show up. I think Elite shows up first, live. They get over like promo, blah, 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 blah. Let's go out. House of Black shows up to one-up them. And then you have that moment, that face-to-face moment between the Elite and the House of Black that people have been clamoring for.
You have a triple threat trios match is what you end up having down the line.
Death Triangle.
Death Triangle, the Elite, House of Black.
Take all my money. Take it all.
In a cage.
Yeah. Throw somebody else in there too.
War Games.
Yeah, I mean, but I ultimately I think whatever happens ends up with, and I think it happens at Full Gear, the Elite and House of Black face to face. You all right there, Hoss? Smoker's cough.
Where's my Virginia Slims when I need them?
Just kidding. He doesn't smoke, but
Getting over being sick, so bear with me.
I do think that's the moment. Like wrestling, something I've learned from Ethan Case in PCW. Wrestling is about moments, right? It's not necessarily about winners and losers. It's just about memorable moments.
I'm a loser.
So I think that moment's going to be big.
AEW's win-loss record would say otherwise.
Yeah. Nobody cares about win-loss record.
So we got Acclaim retaining, or we got Swerve in Our Glory getting it back?
I forgot we were talking about that match. Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory. Swerve in Our Glory has a chance to win. Something happens between the two. They lose. There's somebody's getting laid out between those two. They're gonna. It's gonna go off.
The Acclaim.
The definitive separation happens at Full Gear.
Cool.
Yeah, I definitely think Acclaim go over with Swerve splitting up.
Really?
Yeah, I can get on board with that. I think this is where you finally possibly see Swerve and Lee go their separate ways.
Who throws the first punch?
I think Lee throws the first punch.
Because the reason I think it happens at Full Gear. So All Out wasn't that long ago. I mean, it seems like forever ago because there's a lot that's happened since then, but it really wasn't that long from a time standpoint. But Revolution's a couple months away, like March.
Yep.
So there's a good chunk. So I think if it happens, the breakup happens now, you have a good chance to put a solid build behind Swerve.
Or did they save it for like Winter is Coming
or something? Another bigger show for the payoff match.
Yeah. Also, question becomes, do they start the show with this one or do they save this one for right before the end? You have the Ring of Honor, or better known as the Ring of Jericho World Championship match between Bryan Danielson, Sammy Guevara, Claudio Castagnoli, and the Ocho, Chris Jericho.
I'm going to say it like I've always said it. Is there an AEW World Title match?
Yes.
That match becomes before it, and I open the show with it. That match is hot. It's going to be, people are going to be crazy for it because of the implications of it. I'd open the show with the Ring of Honor World Championship match.
And so far, any show where there's been an AEW World Championship match, Ring of Honor has opened the show with their championship match. You had it with Claudio versus Jonathan Gresham.
They're always good matches, too.
Well, that was not. That was a squash.
Well, that was for
Gresham
reasons.
Gresham was on his way out the door.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So who we got again? We got the Ocho.
The Ocho, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Spanish God, American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, and Swiss Superman, Claudio Castagnoli.
So it's funny here. There's one of two things for me are going to happen. Jericho retains, right? Or the one that beats him is Guevara because of the obvious history between the two. So that's one of my two picks. I don't know which.
I don't think Guevara wins. I think what we have here, I think Bryan Danielson wins. but I think he leaves the Blackpool Combat Club.
Okay. So quickly?
They've kind of hinted at him not really being much part of the Blackpool Combat Club with him and Yuta and their beef.
Has it lost its luster a little bit on TV? The whole Blackpool Combat Club.
I think the issue is you don't have enough with them doing stuff together.
Yeah.
Or every time
They're always separated.
Every time something does happen, it's Mox, Yuta, Claudio. So it's like,
But Brian was kind of always the odd, like not the oddball, or the odd man out, but just always the one that was kind of to himself and just was a part of the group, but wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't even figure out which tunnel he wants to come out of.
He always comes out the heel tunnel.
It's going to be interesting.
That's my thought.
What do you pick? What do you think?
I think Danielson wins.
He takes the belt. I mean, it's a 4-way, so there's no DQ or anything. So
yeah, I think I got Danielson winning it,
taking the title,
and it'll finally be his win over Jericho.
Okay,
which he hasn't gotten yet.
Does he beat
on a big
Jericho?
stage?
Or is it how does that 4-way work? Can they pin anybody?
Yeah.
First fall?
I think he pins Claudio.
Okay.
I'm just saying that for writing purposes.
I'm saying Guevara pins Jericho.
I think Guevara is probably the one pinned out of the whole match. Guevara or Jericho is one pinned.
Okay.
I'd like to see him pin Claudio just for writing sake. But
this is a tough match to call. Because there's 4 people that could be, all of them could be winners.
I just don't think Guevara has a big enough name to push the brand.
I think Jericho retains.
Again, I would love that. I'd love Jericho. The chameleon of wrestling, I love it.
With the ensuing possible TV deals, I could see it happening easily. I just don't want it to happen. That's why I'm going.
I think there was a reason they put the belt on Jericho in the first place, because something was looming.
He calls himself the Ocho, and
which is awesome.
Makes a
dude. Jericho changes his nickname every other.
But I don't know how I don't know how I see Jericho winning.
He pinned Sammy.
It has to happen to Sammy.
Oh, what if they did?
I do feel like it has to happen to Sammy, but I keep picturing like finger poking death.
That's exactly what I was about to say. What if they did that?
Oh,
what if they did the
that
finger
would be
poking death?
Because it would be funny because of all the history behind that move, but it would also be funny because it would continue to spit in the face of like Ring of Honor and the Code of Honor.
There's still like
Sammy
part of the
JAS
yeah. That's very, very probable. Some sort of gimmicky finish happens like that. What if this is what I would do? You do that.
Sammy kicks out?
No. Oh. He pins Sammy. 1, 2, rolls him over. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. Match over. New champion. That's what I would do. That gave me chills instantly, because that would be a pun on the quote unquote finger poke of doom or finger poke of death, whatever that was called. But it would make it their own, because wrestling is all about innovation. That'd be hilarious as well, and the crowd would eat that up.
I could also see just because Jericho's such a showman, sports entertainer. Like, what if they have?
There's so many things.
Jericho and somebody. Pick somebody out of the other 3.
Claudio.
Both be pinning the other 2 opponents at the same time. 1, 2, 3. There is no clear winner. I mean, they both pinned at the same time, but because I could picture Jericho just like looking at him and being like talking junk while they're counting. What are you doing? You can't pin him. I'm pinning. Just
that's what Jericho would do.
TV. Yeah.
What if they did that? What if they did that?
Hold on, real quick.
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Not quick. I don't see Jericho losing the belt at all because Jericho is definitely on the Masked Singer. And that's going back to what I was saying earlier about having AEW people do something else. I mean, if
He sounded amazing, by the way.
on TV, whenever he gets unmasked, it's definitely Jericho.
So-
I am 100% sold. It's
So
Jericho.
I watched that
Are
video.
you willing to bet a T on it, sir?
Yes.
I'll bet 100 T's.
I watched that video, and singing wise, yes, they sounded very, very, very similar. But when he was talking, he had a British accent.
But when they're talking, they're not. They have vocalizers and stuff. To
No,
make
no,
it
no,
sound-
no.
And
No.
Jericho, you don't think
Hold
Jericho
on,
could
hold
put
on.
on a British accent?
They have those vocalizers only when the music's not going. When the music is going, they don't throw it like, "Come on, get on your feet." He's like, "Come on, get on your feet." He was-
It's definitely Chris Jericho.
Sports entertainment. I've heard like 3 different videos of him singing. It's definitely Jericho.
And it's already somebody already confirmed it. It's definitely who it is. And it sounds amazing.
But
I love Jericho.
picture him getting unmasked and it being Ring of Honor,
Ring of Jericho,
Yeah.
Ring of Jericho champion.
Ring of Honor world champion. What is that going to do for Ring of Honor and AEW? Continue to give Warner Brothers a reason to pick up, do a Ring of Honor show.
Jericho needs to come to the ring in his masked singer gimmick. In the mask.
I could definitely see after he's unmasked coming to the show. I'm surprised that his costume wasn't a wizard on the Masked Singer.
Oh, that would have been great. Opportunity missed. That dresses Oz or something. Elliot, what else? We haven't gone through that whole card yet.
The only one left is
Oh, we got a couple.
match of the night. No, there's
Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus. We didn't talk about that.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
cage match.
yeah, that one. Still cage match.
We cannot forget about
Jungle Boy and
Christians.
Luchasaurus. So Christian's still hurt, right? So he's on the outside. He's not doing anything physical. That's a tough one to predict. I don't see how. So does AEW's cage matches allow for an escape? Or is it pin?
Either
You can escape a cage in AEW.
pin, submission, or go over the top of the cage.
Okay, so Jungle Boy wins via an escape. I think Jungle Boy gets the win there. I don't know how. Maybe some sort of cuffs get involved. Something ties Lucha to the cage where he can't move. But he's not
I
going to.
think Luchasaurus comes out in a screen mask, therefore he's conflicted.
Half green, half black.
He comes out in a white mask. What is he doing?
Hey, Austin. Hi, guys. That's how he was in the show.
I still can't believe when that voice came out of him. I was like, wow, that did not match.
Austin, we're a big fan. Thanks. Well,
I was. Gimmick ruined.
Oh, so that's why you don't talk. That's
Sound like Rex from Toy Story.
Rawr! I love Toy Story.
yes, good job.
Speaking of, I don't know.
Christian has to get involved somehow. Well, I mean,
he's there.
I mean, he's got I forgot he's got a legit separated
He's
shoulder,
not getting
so he's
physical.
not he's not bumping.
Might grind, but not bumping. Get it? Bump and grind.
I got it. Yeah.
Haha.
Well, so other than that, is there anything else other than that?
The main event.
They ruined Wardlow.
All right.
Wardlow's getting ruined. Just off topic.
Yeah.
I thought of Wardlow because you're talking about people we met. Like we were talking about Luchasaurus.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, Wardlow is ruined.
Yeah.
What have they done with Wardlow?
Or they use this match to finally build him up big, make him like a monster. Lack of TV time is ruining his reign, though.
It's the lack of TV time because every match that he's been in
Tag
has
team match.
been tag team matches or like super. I mean, even the matches where it's not been a complete squash, they might get a few moves in, but it's the same. I mean,
Y'all don't think
It's
that
the
Tony's
same
not,
treatment as Goldberg. I mean, it's like you got Powerbomb Symphony, and then the crowd goes crazy. But that's all. That's all he's got at this point. And he got to where he was at because he looked like the whole package.
I won't say that's all he's got.
He looks like $1 million.
But
It
that's
sounds
literally
like $1
all
million.
he's got now is he just does the Powerbomb Symphony.
He's got one of the prettiest swanton bombs I've ever seen.
It is nice.
Very nice.
Don't. It's gonna make me sick.
Goldberg's going to show up at AEW.
At some point, Jonathan.
He's going to be the one to show up in the Sting and Darby match.
Jonathan's gotten physically ill, but don't think Tony's not ready to blow a nut at the possibility of bringing Goldberg into AEW.
No, God!
That's the sound of Tony Khan. It's possible. That's when Goldberg signs the deal. It is legitimately possible at some point, and very likely
Stop it.
that it happens.
Is that you?
That timing was impeccable. That Goldberg shows up in AEW, and there's going to be a face-off between him and Wardlow.
Oh, hell no.
I'm telling you.
That'll be at Winter is Coming.
Gives me chills. Oh, man, I hope not.
I hope not too.
No, but you know it's right up the alley of Tony Khan.
It does make me sick, but it's because I could definitely see it happening.
Because it's more likely than
Goldberg shows up. Dun, 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 dun. Spears Satnam sing. Jackhammer.
no.
He couldn't even get Satnam up.
Well, you saw what he did at Taker. About killed him. It ain't gonna be that.
He had some redemption after it.
What?
He's wrestled after that.
He's wrestled, but what was
Bobby
his-
Lashley.
Did he jackhammer him?
Yeah,
Did it look good?
yeah, it was good.
It was good, but was it good?
Yeah, I mean, the issue was you had a bomb taker
Poor Taker.
versus a concussed Goldberg
in Saudi Arabia. In 102 degrees.
Exactly.
And their flights were grounded via the Prince Abdullah, whatever his name was, not letting him run.
Prince Abibu.
Hubbity bubbada. Hubba bubba.
Prince
Hubba is chewing gum. Prince Abibu is not chewing gum. That's
House.
You know, how dare you compare Prince Abibu's Bikini Hut, the restaurant, to this Hoshi house? What movie is that, Elliot?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
Pause. So you don't know what movie that is?
No, I have no clue.
Adam Sandler. Give me a hint.
Is it Click? Oh, hey, pause. It makes sense.
That's why I laughed because I knew what he was talking
Nailed
about.
it.
And you were like, pause, and you were like, hang on.
I love Click. Oh,
Oh, stop.
It's
Okay.
an underrated movie. By the way, what's the girl from Click?
Drew Barrymore. I don't know.
No.
Janine. Her name's Janine in the movie. But she plays a big part in the Netflix series The Watcher. So you need
I
to
keep wanting to say Jennifer Tilly, but it's not Jennifer Tilly. That's
No, they have the
that's
same
from Chucky.
They have the same
but-
boob size. I mean, that's what they talk about in all their that's all I can see her for. And is she Stifler's mom?
Yes.
Oh,
No wonder Shane's in love with her.
No. Ugh. What's her name?
Jennifer Coolidge.
Coolidge. Oh, it's Jennifer. Jennifer from the bar.
It's Calvin's great granddaughter.
Jennifer from the Gadgets. All the women are named Jennifer.
Yeah. Make
Click-
nutty
Click-
Russian.
Click.
The hell's that?
Click was an underrated movie.
Very. I would love to know what the IMDb rating is of that movie. Because it definitely, in my book, it's a 6.4. What is it on IMDb, Jonathan? It's a solid 6.4 in Shane's book.
6.4.
Shut your mouth. See that? Okay, maybe we do a line pretty good.
Yeah.
I wish I could say I looked that up before, but I didn't. Lucky guess.
It's even better
Pauses
that
it,
you have it.
He pauses it and farts in House of Hoss face. Pauses it and he's like,
Stacy! Did
Tastes
you
like-
put shit in
tastes
my
like
lunch? Oh, I love David Hasselhoff. He's funny.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes, go to the bathroom. Click's a good one. It's gonna have to be something being watched for again.
All right. Main event.
There's
Full
actually
gear.
a scene I cry in Click
Oh yeah,
Before we get too off topic.
with Henry Winkler. I cry.
main
Main event.
event Full Gear.
Jesus.
We got
Last time we talked about the whole Saudi show and didn't even talk about Logan Paul, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And that was the main event of the show because we got too sidetracked.
True.
This is true. Okay.
Rein
MJF
it in
MJF versus John Moxley.
and not Roman Reigns.
Wow. This is
Dina Bros.
wow.
Wow.
Wow. This is a tough match.
Seriously, guys. Wow.
Y'all-
MJF.
No, that's what we want, right?
That's what you
But my philosophy in pro wrestling has always been the money. Finish it, Elliot.
It's better than Chase.
The money is in the chase. So, is there some sort of money champion or somebody got something that gives them a title shot?
Yeah.
MJF.
He's
Okay,
cashing
but
that in.
But it's a cash in, or is it an actual match?
Well, he's cashed it in so that he's already said, hey, I'm cashing this in at Full Gear.
Okay, so that's how they got the match. Okay, I didn't know how they actually got to the match, if it was just a match or if he earned it, or okay, so it's a cash in. So, it's hard to predict. The problem is, in this point, if he's cashed in something he's won legitimately, it would completely demoralize the whole push. It wouldn't make sense for him to lose.
Well, and when what you got, Ethan Page is going to win this World Title Eliminator tournament. They're building it to where Ethan Page will win this. Then you'll have Ethan Page will have his shot at MJF because Ethan Page is the biggest name as part of the firm. Until Morrissey gets bigger, so they build him more.
More. See,
Huh.
I get it.
But Ethan Page has already been talking, having multiple. He's had a couple of interviews, promos, or whatever, to where he's talking aimed at MJF. So I see MJF getting the win. I see after the demise of the Blackpool Combat Club due to the Ring of Honor World Championship.
That match is gonna be bloody. I'm just thinking about the Moxley and MJF match. That match is gonna be brutal. It's gonna be a lot of blood. Moxley's cut in the first 3 minutes. He's bleeding.
I think, and I also think what you have, I think William Regal turns on Mox.
MJF joins the Blackpool Combat Club.
No, I think that's how you get the demise of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Okay.
Regal turns on Mox, joins MJF. You have Yuta and Castagnoli stays tag team partners, but you have Danielson split off.
The very fact is, if Regal cost Mox the championship, that whole faction is done. There ain't gonna be no Blackpool Combat Club name at all. That's done.
But then if that happens, do you then still have MJF as your top face?
So I think ultimately MJF wins, and I think ultimately it's a good match, and you're satisfied maybe by the end of the match with the outcome. I don't know how it happens. What I don't like is I feel like, not to bring CM Punk back up because this isn't about him, but if you think back to MJF's and Punk's rivalry and how hot MJF is, I don't like where he's at right now. Like, I feel the least invested in MJF as a character right now, as a face, than I did 2 months ago. Like, even when he came back as
Lost
a
his
Joker,
luster.
that's what it feels like. Like, I feel like I think it's inevitable that he wins the belt with everything that's happened, but I just feel like it's not going to have the same impact that it could have had Not that I wish it would have happened sooner. I just think they changed his character, whether they intended to or whether the fans made them change his character to the point where he's not the same person.
So I say,
But do you just feel that way because
Now.
he wasn't on this past week, was he?
Yeah, I think he had a promo.
Okay.
But now all that could change if, because, he's supposed to be the ultimate heel and he has kind of played the face the last couple of weeks. But obviously, like you said, going into the match, Moxley's the face.
for now.
So could
Moxley turn on
Could Paige
Regal?
and what's the firm attack Moxley and it all be at work, and then just be, and MJF be like, I got you. Yeah, they were in my pocket all along. We just had to we had to make it everybody think that they were, we weren't.
So I'm going to be in the minority here. I think Moxley wins. I think Moxley wins, keeps the belt. I don't know what that's going to do to MJF. I don't know how they're going to recover from it, but I think they're going to continue rewarding the guy that's, signed that long-term deal definitively that we know, and that's been there for, came off that vacation early.
I was gonna say, let's not
Never-
forget that he
never
still
went
wants,
on vacation.
Never went, and he probably still wants to go at some point. So
I'm just gonna say, just because I like when we have differing opinions, because bragging rights is somebody. I think MJF loses. I don't know how, but I think Moxley retains. Either way, either way it goes, I can see it happening in some way, shape, or form. But Moxley's like he's the only 3-time champion, right?
Yeah, he's the only one.
So
So let's talk about something real quick.
it's got serious all of a sudden.
There's a little T-bet that was made.
I was getting to that.
Jesus.
I was waiting.
There's a little T-bet that was made through some chat. On
Did I lose that? I never looked.
So you lost.
I forgot all about
The
it.
T-bet was first. Shout out to Revolution Nutrition, where you can go get your energy, get your hydration.
Can get energy, you can get hydration, and after
Protein,
a long
get
night
shakes.
of drinking, you can get a recovery tea the next morning.
I know what that's like.
Yep, head on in there if you're in the Columbia, Camden, Lugoff, Elgin area. Go on over Revolution Nutrition. And
Even if you're not, come on by.
Yeah.
Jonathan's not. He drives the Camden just because.
mention that's true, he does. Mention the Lowdown Popcast. Promo code Lowdown, get 10% off.
I forgot all about this bet. We haven't even talked about it. How'd they end up doing? I haven't even looked.
It was closer. Oh, I knew it was going to be close. So I'll let Elliot talk about the bet first, and then I can talk about the outcome.
Yeah, so the bet was, so you had San Diego Chargers with running back Austin Eckler.
Are they San Diego?
Excuse me,
Los
LA Chargers,
Angeles.
whatever. Los Angeles Chargers, old habits die hard.
San Diego Superchargers.
San Diego.
That was Chris Berman, by the way. NFL prime time. Sorry.
LA Chargers versus San Francisco 49ers with Christian McCaffrey. And that was on Prime Time Football Sunday night. And Jonathan sent a little text kind of in regards to a little wager that Jonathan and Shane made last week before on the show about fantasy points. Or no, not fantasy points. It was 1,500 yards total?
I mean, I gave him multiple.
Or was it
bets, and
never
he
met?
We're
he-
talking
he-
different bets here, y'all.
He never answered.
Never answered the initial bet. So Jonathan sends a text the other night and says, hey,
Because they were going head to head. Same game.
I'll bet you tonight.
Sunday Night Football.
I'll bet you tonight on Sunday Night Football, Christian McCaffrey finishes with more rushing and receiving yards than Austin Eckler. T-bet, yes or no?
I said, yeah.
And Shane was like, yeah, absolutely.
How close were we? What was it?
So Eckler had a total of 63 yards.
Oh, he sucked.
McCaffrey had 77.
They both sucked.
So it was closer than what I thought, but
That was total?
total, yeah.
They both sucked. But regardless.
So Eckler had 6 carries
Jesus.
for 24 yards and 7 catches for 39 with 12 targets. And then McCaffrey had 14 carries for 38 with a touchdown and 4 catches on 6 targets for 39.
We can both agree that your boy McCaffrey ain't doing so hot.
So they both had the same receiving yards, but McCaffrey had more rushing yards. What? McCaffrey? You are out of your mind.
Well, let's look at season to date there, pal. But what I'm saying, so regardless, Jonathan won that bet.
Here shortly, I'm about to win another one. I pretty much already won the other one, but
Oh, the Black Adam one?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's not even. No, we don't know. Speaking of Black Adam.
Yeah, speaking of Black Adam, I finally saw it. Yay!
So, we were.
Shane saw it again.
Yeah. Oh, that's a funny story here. So, had nothing to do. What was it, Thursday night?
No, it was Saturday night.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So,
Maybe it's Friday night.
it was late. 10:15, 10:30, something like that. Decided to go to a movie. I know Elliot hadn't seen Black Adam, but of course here on the Lowdown Podcast, we review the latest and greatest movies. So I asked him if he wanted to go see it. Sure. So we go and see it. I have already seen this movie, folks. I've already seen it one time, and I did not like it. Was not a fan. Would not watch it again. Would not put it on repeat.
When was the 11th? That was when we went.
I gave it a 6.5. So we go to see Black Adam again. Sandhills. We watch it. It gets to a point in the film where I completely don't remember seeing it in the first film, and then it gets to the end, and then I come to realize I looked at Elliot and I was like, all right, so nothing that just happened I remember seeing the first time. So it turns out I was actually asleep for about 40 minutes the first time I saw the film. And granted, like Jonathan said, we did go late after work one night. That's our mistake. But I came out of that film, my opinion, I came out of that film with a completely different view on the movie. I think it's a solid 7.5.
I gave it an 8.
What's IMDb give it, Jonathan? I know you're over there on your note over there.
Yeah, I'm
curious what Black Adam's at.
I got you.
I'm a big IMDb fan. I'm going to say a solid 7.5, maybe 7.6. Definitely on the upper scale. Definitely a movie I could watch again, actually, and it's rare for a DC film for me to be able to see again. Just because I don't know, I just never really been into their storytelling.
So 7.
7.0?
Yep.
So look at that. I'm above what IMDb says.
What would you rank Black Panther?
The original? I haven't seen the
No,
second
Wakanda
one.
for. Oh, okay.
I have not seen the second one yet. The original one, 7.3, 7.4, somewhere in that range. So I think Wakanda Forever. I mean, you both have seen it, right?
No, I have not.
You've seen Wakanda Forever.
I saw it.
So I think I owe it to the.
What'd you give Top Gun Maverick?
A 10.
No, 8, 8.5.
They have an 8.4.
Yeah, it's up there.
What would you give original Black Panther?
7.3, 7.4.
They have it at 7.3.
Man, bro, I wrote IMDb. I wrote it. Name a movie, Elliot, and just look it up.
Bad Guys.
Huh?
The Bad Guys.
I never seen it.
Well,
you got to name a movie I've seen. Bad Guys.
All right, Smile.
Smile.
That's too recent. He knows what score that is.
7 something, probably.
Have you seen Bullet Train?
Bullet Train, yes. That's 6.8.
Bullet Train 7.3. Smile is 6.7.
Well, I'll give Smile a 7.
So IMDb has Black Panther 1 at 7.3, Black
Okay.
Panther 2 at 7.4.
Okay, so it's good. It's as good, if not better.
I've seen both. I would put the first Black Panther like 8.5.
Oh no.
The second one closer to an 8.
Okay, so they're both solid films.
Oh yeah, I mean the second one was good. I mean,
Nope.
I enjoyed the first one.
What would you put nope at?
Nope.
We both came out of that and said we'd never see it again.
That's a low 6, 6'1", 6'2".
6'9".
That's tough. That's, I don't know. They're on that fentanyl.
Thor: Love and Thunder,
6.9.
or as I call it, Love and Blunder.
6'7".
6'3".
Okay.
I give it a 5.
I'm close.
I think I called it a 6.
I'm close. I'm within half a point. This is a new part of the segment, y'all.
Oh, here we go. The Batman.
The Batman. Pattinson?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
7.6.
They have a 7.9.
So I'm right there, y'all. I'm like within.
So I got 2 for you. They go hand in hand.
Uh-oh.
So what would you?
So for those, we've talked about it before, y'all. I'm a big Internet Movie Database fan, and their fan ratings. Now the fan.
Oh, did you see Pray for the Devil, the new one?
Yes. Pray for the Devil. I would say that's a 6.2.
What do you have it at?
I mean, my rating was higher than IMDb's. I know. I mean, I thought it was a good 6.5, 7.
It's a 5.2.
So that's a point. Yeah, that's a little.
So
I don't go by IMDb's rating. So
of course
this is a
you
Shane-
don't.
This is a Shane thing.
No, it's because it's true.
I might have gone by it, but as soon as Shane said he went by it, I was like, maybe I need to rethink my strategy.
So for those who don't realize, I do like to think. You said a 5.2.
Yeah.
When I like when I came out of that movie, I told Jonathan, I was like, he asked me what I thought of it, and I said, I've seen it before. Like it's nothing we haven't seen before.
Something that was equally rated the same. Something that I said I was a fan of that both of y'all were like, oh, that sucked. Morbius.
6.7.
5.2.
Yeah.
Same as
I
Pray
actually
for the Devil.
have I seen Morbius?
So here's the 2. So what would you rate? Now, not your rating. Just what do you think IMDb has Fast 5 listed at?
Fast 5 with The Rock. The first one's The Rock. 7.1.
7.3.
Okay.
Now what about Fast 9?
That's the sucky one.
6.3.
No, hell no. 5.9.
5.2.
Okay, yeah. Again, y'all, I'm right there with it. Fast 9 sucked. Fast 5 was amazing. I still stick. You can name any movie. I'll get close, but I don't think I'll ever like.
I got you. Hold on.
He's gonna try and stump
I'll
me.
get within a percentage point.
I'm been 1.0.
Can I guess your weight? All right. The Green Mile.
Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
7.7.
8.6.
My
It's
name's
within the point.
My name's John Caulfield.
That
Like
movie,
the drink.
That movie, yeah, I very undershot that movie because that's one of my favorite movies.
I know. That's why.
But I was being kind of friendly, but it was up there. I didn't want to overshoot it. What? What's the other one?
I'm not thinking.
He's gonna keep thinking of movies. We're gonna be talking. He's gonna come
But
out
earlier you mentioned. Not. I want to. We can stay on this. But earlier you mentioned we were talking about the T-bit.
Yeah.
And you said check and see how they were McCaffrey and Eckler were doing this year. So total yards so far this year, Eckler's at 871.
Yeah.
McCaffrey
871 rushing.
total.
Okay.
Rushing and receiving.
Okay.
He's like 420 and 451. McCaffrey's at 958.
Wow.
Eckler's got more touchdowns by 4, but that just McCaffrey also paid for the Panthers.
That
for
just
the last
that just tells me they
weeks.
use Eckler in the red zone more.
Yeah.
That's all.
And the Panthers were barely in the red zone.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But I like this part of the show. We should do more movie segments like this.
Another speaking of football though, another football news, the college football ranking top 25 college football playoff came out. Georgia number 1, Ohio State number 2, and this was at 9:00 Tuesday night. So Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, TCU 4, Tennessee 5, LSU 6, USC Southern Cal 7, Alabama 8, Clemson 9, moving up 3 spots. Utah 10, Penn State 11, Oregon 12. They drop after losing to Washington this week. North Carolina 13. They'll be facing Clemson in the ACC Championship. Ole Miss 14 after losing to LSU. Kansas State 15, UCLA 16, who faces USC Southern Cal this weekend. Washington, number 17, moving up. Notre Dame, number 18, the ones that gave Clemson their only loss so far this season. Florida State, 19. UCF, 20. Tulane, 21. Oklahoma State, 22. Oregon State, 23. NC State, 24. Cincinnati, 25. That rounds up your top 25 in the college football playoff poll. So, with that being said, TCU faces Baylor, and then they have the Big 12 championship. They have one other game. I don't remember who it's against, but do we see TCU losing to anyone, or do we think they finish out their?
What I've got from all that is that I do see Tennessee squeaking in the top 4. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well,
how it happens, I don't know.
I don't think you get that. And the reason I don't think you get that is because I think it depends on what happens between LSU and Georgia. If LSU beats Georgia, LSU becomes the only 2-loss team to ever be in the college football playoff. Or did Alabama do it a few years ago? I don't remember. But I think you have LSU, if they beat Georgia in the SEC championship, who they'll face, then you have Georgia and LSU both in top 4. TCU, if they win out, they stay. Winner of Ohio State, Michigan is in the top. Only way that changes is if they chose to take the Pac or the ACC champion in the top 4 spot. If TCU was to lose or because my thought is Michigan and Ohio State's going to lose. I mean, yeah, Michigan and Ohio State will lose to the other. We know that's going to happen. The question is what one of them will face, I think, Penn State for the Big Ten championship. I think is how it's currently showing. Southern Cal also still has to face Notre Dame. Face UCLA this week, Notre Dame next week. Clemson has Miami this week, South Carolina next week. Georgia has Georgia Tech this week, Kentucky this week, Georgia Tech next week, LSU for the conference championship. Ohio State, Michigan will face each other the last game of the season. Ohio State faces Maryland this week. Michigan faces Illinois this week. TCU will face. South Carolina and Tennessee face each other this week. Well, TCU faces Baylor this week, Iowa State next week, and then they have the Big 12 championship December 3rd.
Dang South Carolina team. No, we're going to get the South Carolina this week that shows up, that beats them.
Very well could happen.
That's just what I expect. You
get Tennessee versus South Carolina, then Tennessee at Vandy. I've already mentioned Southern Cal schedule. Alabama, they've got App State this week. Poor App State. No. Arkansas. No, who was that? APSU. I don't know who that is.
APSU?
Yeah, Austin P. State University.
That's 100-0.
Yep.
98.
Then Auburn the last week. Penn State at 11 has Rutgers and Michigan State. We know Ohio State or Michigan, one of those two teams will lose to each other. And the question just becomes, what happens with LSU and Georgia? And then if Southern Cal wins out or Clemson wins out, does Clemson hurdle Alabama or not? With college football, anything can happen. So I definitely think we have a next couple weeks to be interesting in the college football realm. But yep, that rounds out the top 25. Also showing the head-to-heads the next 2 weeks for the top 10. So
I'm looking at Jonathan across the table because sickening. It's sickening. Carolina football, USC, sickening.
Didn't stand a chance.
Bowl eligible, don't even want a bowl.
is that what they said?
Don't deserve a bowl. No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh. Well, nowadays you have to ask if they go to the bowl.
Toilet bowl.
Do people just sit out?
So
Beamer liked that mayo bath too much last year.
Made my skin a little soft. I mean,
I like Spencer Rattler a lot. I'm just not trying to word it incorrectly without being disrespectful.
I'll tell you, if you want to know about Carolina football, go back and listen to our Savell Newton episode.
Facts. Nailed it.
Because he there's a lot of things that he said that we were kind of like, oh, really? Well, here we are.
I like Spencer Rattler a lot.
He sucks.
I want to like him a lot, but you got guys on the bench. You can say to Kerryon Joyner, you can say Doty, that I would much rather see taken behind the center.
Let's talk about DKJ real quick.
Yeah.
Where the heck has he been?
Not utilized.
He hasn't been on the field as a wide receiver. He hasn't been in the backfield as
Well, if he was, he wasn't getting the ball.
As a running back or quarterback. That's one of your best athletes on the team, and he has seen absolutely nothing. Even came back.
Well, the quarterback,
where the quarterback throws the football and the other team catches this interception, and they're running back for a touchdown.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere, man.
You know,
there's so much there.
People ask about Luke Doty.
There's a lot of talent in Columbia. Not going to take that away.
Rattler has the talent, I believe.
I want to believe that, but
I don't
he
think
lost a job in Oklahoma.
I don't think that they're putting him in the best position. And, I mean, you can point the blame at anybody. Oaksey, receivers, Rattler. It all starts with the offensive line.
So you think it's Satterfield?
I think that's some of the issue.
I think there's a lot of things contributing to it.
Is the blocking schemes?
I mean, when you run when you run a play and you lose on first down and you lose 4 yards and it's 2nd and 14, don't run it on 2nd down.
That didn't work the first time.
All right, great. We got 3 yards. Well, now it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah.
Well, now you got to pass.
And they know what you're gonna do. I don't know, man. I think there's.
And it's not just Carolina. I watch a lot of football where I feel like, I mean, it's easier for it's easy for me to coach on the coach on the couch, but I feel like coaches outsmart themselves and being like, "Oh, it's 2nd and 10, like they expect us to pass. Let's run the ball," and then it doesn't work, and then it's like, "Well, okay, well, yeah."
I can't remember, but
listen,
because I don't know as much as y'all, because y'all been following college football a lot longer than me. But isn't there some sort of friendship, like a long time friendship between?
Oh, they're best friends.
Satterfield and
they're best friends.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Well,
and that's known. Because
I think we found a problem here. I
mean, I've even heard on 107.5 The Game, local Gamecock football radio station here in the Midlands region of South Carolina, that they've even said, "Hey, when is Coach Beamer gonna man up, step up, and fire his best friend?"
That was the same issue with Muschamp.
Yeah, with Muschamp's OC that he, yeah.
You got to get to the point where you realize it's business, not personal. You know, that's what we hear, right? But you have to do what you need to do to succeed. Otherwise, you're just going to be another notch in the belt, and the head coach in South Carolina will be gone.
Well, I think this is a point where you find out if Shane Beamer has what it takes to be a head football coach.
This is the moment. I mean, if Satterfield's to blame, this is the moment. What are you going to do? I mean, you're already 2 games left.
I heard
let him finish the season.
I heard last week before last, that Beamer was asked. Beamer made the comment that he wanted Lloyd to try and get about 20 touches a game, and that he communicated that to Satterfield. What happened next game? 4 touches.
Oh, insubordination gone. What's his contract situation look like?
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of where Carolina football's got to solve quickly. Even if it's athletic director coming in and saying, "All right, Shane, I'm taking care of this."
Well, see, it's
Shane. I can fire you, or I can fire your friend. Which one you want?
It sounds familiar. Oh, Beamer.
Sorry,
joke.
Beamer, I can fire you, or I can fire Satterfield. Which one you want me to do? What's the AD's name?
Ray Tanner.
Ray Tanner. Yep.
So Satterfield's under
Which who by the way I've always thought was a horrible athletic director.
Satterfield's under contract, signed a 6-year deal in 2018 through December of 2024.
Until his recent hire for the men's basketball team. I was like, okay, that's a good hire. But yeah.
I like Ray Tanner coaching baseball.
He's a good baseball coach. He's tried to replicate himself through his baseball hires, and it hasn't worked.
You know, it's hard to believe that. Shoot, man. Baseball was hot, what, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that range?
Yeah, that was when we went back to back.
So that means Ray Tanner's been AD for 10 years.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's hard for me. So I've been a Gamecock fan all my life, and it's for the most part been nothing but disappointment.
There's several years
as a football fan. I mean, there's a few good
that,
years, yeah. But I'm just saying for most of
Spurrier.
it, I mean, 30-something odd years. You know, there's a few good years.
There was at least 3 that I remember.
But I feel like the buzz this year was bigger than I remember it, and a lot. But we finished last year better than expectations. But we didn't finish last year. The buzz was how we finished last year, combined with Rattler and some of the people we had coming in. But I think we may have set ourselves up for failure just with the buzz. Like, nobody had proven anything in Carolina's system. I mean, you can have somebody that's great if they're in the wrong system.
Which it looks like it could be a possibility.
Well, and here's the thing. Remember, Rattler didn't prove anything at Oklahoma.
Yeah, he lost his job.
Lost his job at Oklahoma. He was the backup to Baker Mayfield at Oklahoma.
Well, that's all you got to say right there. I'm not a fan of Baker. So,
I mean,
Baker's a good quarterback.
He was quarterback.
He was a good quarterback at Oklahoma,
and he was a
good.
good.
I think he was a good quarterback in the NFL.
He was a good quarterback at Texas Tech, as well.
I haven't thought he's a good quarterback in the NFL, but the first couple games as a Panther, I mean, I've watched him receivers be wide open and him just roll out and just overshoot it, and I'm like, oh my god!
I'm only talking college ball here.
You got to think about that guy hasn't had a steady head coach though in his whole career. That makes a big difference.
Who are you talking?
Or just quarterbacks in general.
Oh, yeah.
Having a steady head coach. Baker Mayfield has not. The couple years he had under Freddie Kitchens, he did decent. With Freddie Kitchens being there consistently. Then he got the boot. And then after that, he just ain't really did much.
It's a game of X's and O's.
Yep. I tell you what, them Vikings though, they're looking good.
That was a wild game.
Oh, Pimp and Kirk.
Oh, let's just talk about the Philadelphia Eagles.
I knew that was coming.
Pimp and Kirk Cousins, they lost next.
That made me feel really good because a lot of people were saying, well, I can't, the whole NFC East is very competitive anyway, but regardless if one's undefeated, one's not won a game, the winless team could beat the undefeated team any day of the week. But yeah, I felt good. That felt good for them to lose, especially to the Commanders.
There were some calls that game though that was that were missed. One of them I think may have that drive could have ended up in points. So it was just a missed face mask penalty. I think the
roughing the passer call. I get it. I know.
Yeah,
why they called it. But
it was a letter. It was a
BS call.
Letter of the rule. It was the letter of the rule. Okay, is what it is. Did I agree with it? I didn't. Brandon Phillips looked like he was even trying to stop himself while he was sliding.
He did come in. I mean,
he came.
He was already down when he went forward,
up.
but you could definitely tell he was trying to pull up. Like it was like the game is on the line. Like you make that, you got a chance, and for it to just end like that.
Yeah. But Commanders won. They're
a lot of people
easily the third best team in the NFC East.
Yeah.
I
think Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants.
Giants are 7-2. So
I was gonna say Commanders. I think are the least of the East.
Then they're 4. Giants are 3. Cowboys 2. Eagles
Giants
1.
are 2.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Yeah. You got Eagles 1, Giants 2.
I'm not going
Cowboys
by overall
3.
record. No. It's not how any of this works. It's not how any of this works. Cowboys defeated the defending Super Bowl champions. They're the better team.
Everybody's defeated the
who hasn't
Super Bowl
been?
champions.
Didn't the Rams lose to the Buccaneers?
It's Tom Brady.
And Cooper Kupp's on IR right now.
Yep. He hurt.
So
No, the Cowboys beat the Giants already this year.
Buccaneers on a 2-win streak.
Undefeated since Brady got divorced. Officially divorced.
Officially, yeah.
He lost that ring around his finger. He's going to chase another ring.
I got an open finger.
Sick. I think I not because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I like looking at on paper. I think the Cowboys are a better
7-2.
team. I think the Cowboys are a better team. Not than the Eagles.
Shame.
What?
Shame.
Shame.
But I think the Cowboys should get another look at the Giants again soon. Yeah, no. Oh, what's the date today? What's the date? It is.
Today is the
Wednesday the. No, it's the 15th. 16th. Wednesday the 16th. So next week, we got the Giants again. Cowboys Giants. Thanksgiving Day, 24th.
Giants are 3-2 in the conference. Dallas is 5-3 in the conference.
There you go. That's all you need.
Dallas just lost to the Packers that haven't done nothing all season.
But first of all, whoa. Did you watch that game?
Loss is a loss.
You didn't because you were texting me during the game and you were wondering what happened. So you did not.
I was watching it. I was trying to make you. I was trying because you texted me and said, "What are the Titans doing?" And then I wasn't watching the Titans game, and when I pulled it up, the Titans were winning, and I was like, "Well, what is he talking about?"
Just that one play.
So
it was one play.
Messaged you the same thing. I was watching the game.
Did you watch the whole Cowboys Packers game from opening to close without missing anything?
I watched the whole game.
Okay, so Aaron Rodgers, there's something about when Dallas comes to town, Aaron Rodgers, he does that whole thing when he goes
discount double check.
When he gets into that zone,
Rodgers,
he's hard to beat. I don't care if he is 37, 38 years old. I don't care if he is having the worst season that he's had in 10 years. He's hard to beat. And Aaron Rodgers just shredded the secondary, did his thing. You know,
Hey, Ron.
He did what Aaron Rodgers does.
Kringle McKringleberry.
And he made sure he put his team in a position to beat the Cowboys. That's everybody's goal when they play the Cowboys, man. I said it.
Time out. Hold on. Everybody's goal when
Is
they
to
play
beat the
anybody
Cowboys.
is to win.
Nah, no. But you can't disagree that there's something about the Cowboys where if you beat the Cowboys, you're like, oh, we just beat America's team.
A 6-3? No.
There's something about it, huh?
There's nothing about being a 6-3 team.
6-3
Yeah.
is phenomenal in the NFL.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Yes, it definitely is.
No.
Definitely is.
There's a ton of teams that are 6-3 in the NFL.
It's the NFL where all the talent and all the best players in the world reside.
So Dallas is mediocre.
No.
Based on this.
No.
Yeah.
Look at their defensive ranking. Look at their offensive ranking. No, absolutely not.
I'll just look at their win-loss record.
I watch. You cannot judge anything off a win-loss record alone. I watch NFL football every single week, all day on a Sunday, every single game I possibly can. I don't miss anything. Dallas is far from a mediocre team, and Jonathan's a bigger NFL football fan than I am, and there's no way that he could honestly say that Dallas is a mediocre team because they're not mediocre. Anyway, that's mediocre is a very strong adjective, and it's definitely not accurate.
23 points a game.
23 points a game. Offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively.
18.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How many teams have less than 18 points a game that they're giving up? But anyway, Jonathan. I'm sorry, I'm venting. My blood pressure is going up now
But I did watch the game. I was just trying to.
I feel, but you know
I
what
wanted
I'm saying
to see.
about
I
Aaron
wanted to see
Rodgers.
what if you thought I didn't watch the game, what your reason was for why the Cowboys lost.
But you know what I'm saying about Aaron Rodgers. He hit another
I
gear
do
that game.
because I was looking at because the Packers have only won 4 games, and I know Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
This is by far Rodgers' worst year. Now he has no receivers, but I don't think that's an excuse because Brady went most of his career without any. He made.
Brady
I think
made names.
I think he made the receivers, not the other way around. But Packers. All right, so their 4 wins have come against the Patriots.
Okay.
So Belichick, the Buccaneers,
Brady.
The Bears,
Bears.
and then the Cowboys.
Okay.
But their losses, so again, I mean, like, you know, big moments.
Strength of schedule.
But their losses have come against the Lions,
Okay.
the Bills,
That's understandable.
the Commanders, the Jets, the
So-
Giants,
Okay.
and the Vikings.
All right, so there's a solid 3 or 4 of those losses I can understand. I don't know. NFL is just so unpredictable. I'm really going to see what as a Dallas fan, I'm going to see what Dallas is made of. You know, we beat the Giants first week of the year.
You know, you honestly know why Dallas lost against Green Bay?
What's your reasoning?
Zeke didn't play.
I don't agree.
That was just being funny.
Oh, yeah, I don't agree because Pollard and the backup to the backup looked amazing. If anything, that was a game that confirmed to me that Zeke is overpaid, overhyped, and unnecessary to the Dallas offense. I think Tony Pollard is phenomenal, actually.
I do think
I don't think Tony
might be
Pollard's
a better back. I think Dallas likes Zeke for
they pay him.
pass blocking too.
Zeke will eat a block
But
all day.
I find it interesting because Jerry knows the team, but it's I don't know. I guess he does. I would say maybe has final say, but I mean he was pretty adamant after Pollard had that good game the other week that Zeke was gonna play. I mean, for sure, Zeke's a starter. He's gonna play, and then as the week went along, it was like, maybe Zeke's not gonna play, and then he was ruled out. So I just think that was kind of.
But think back as a fan of football. Think back to the backs that Dallas has had since, say, even you can even say the days of Emmitt Smith or whatever. But
Marion Barber,
Marion the Barbarian, okay, Felix Jones, You've had Zeke Elliott.
My favorite running back since Emmett in Dallas, far and away, was DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray. Okay. Case in point, had 2 or 3 years, good years in Dallas. Led the league in rushing. Almost an MVP year. Went to Philly or went somewhere else.
He went to Tennessee.
Yeah, he went.
He was fantastic in Tennessee.
He was not the running back he was in Dallas.
He wasn't the
But
running
he
back
didn't
he
have the
was at
touches.
1 year. But
He didn't have the same touches.
oh no, Tennessee reigning. Not as much as Dallas did that year, I don't think. But,
No, because you're talking a guy had. Oh, I want to say like.
but it's
astronomical
crazy to
450
think.
carries.
I was a big DeMarco Murray fan in Dallas, even before he left to go to Tennessee. But the fact that he went to Tennessee made me more of a Murray fan than I already was. I didn't want them to give, like, they were slowly, and I do mean slowly, starting to change the pecking order in the running back room and giving Henry more touches, and I was against it. I was like, Murray's, like, he just looked good on the field. Now, looking back, I'm like, maybe they should have just switched it all to Henry. I mean, Henry's probably going to go down as the best Titan, maybe of all time, and that's a
Yeah, Eddie George, McNair.
Chris Johnson.
very big shoe to fill with Eddie George and Steve McNair.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I've always been a big DeMarco Murray fan. I don't think I was a Felix Jones fan. I love the cat, but I don't think all those guys, man. Whenever they left Dallas, like it seemed like, yeah, they produced, but it was more of a decline.
Hey, don't forget about Chris Johnson now.
Oh, I mean, Johnson was good, but he wasn't in the league that long. I mean, he was lightning in a bottle.
He was only in the league for about 10 years and almost had 10,000 yards.
Yeah, no Eddie George though. Eddie George.
I mean, his the last 2 years though, his last 3 years he only had 19 touches.
His best year.
Yeah,
is
I mean that's why you say
yards?
10 years.
I'm sorry. He only played 19 games his last 3 years.
He ran for what, 2066 in 1 year?
2006.
2000. Oh man,
CJ2K.
Yeah, I remember that. Another guy people forget about, not Tennessee, Jamal, Baltimore Raven.
Oh,
Williams?
Jamal Lewis.
Jamal Lewis.
He was a Cleveland Brown. Also, he was a Cleveland Brown before he was a Baltimore Raven.
I remember him from his stint in Baltimore more than anything, I think. He had that big year, but
So going back to Henry, like with the conversation we had in college and the play calls and stuff like that. So like you have Derrick Henry on the Titans.
Yeah.
By far and away the key piece in the
I'm
offense.
sorry. I had that backwards. He was a Baltimore Raven, then he was a Cleveland Brown.
again, career declined.
Key piece in the offense. So
Yeah.
first down, if you're playing the Titans, first down, what do you think the Titans are going to do?
Run the ball.
Okay. Titans are, so you can look at it however, like with whatever glasses you want to look at it, like glass half full, glass half empty. So Titans, up until recently, because the quarterback situation, have always been one of the best play action teams. Makes sense. You got Henry in the backfield. Okay, so first down, take some shots, but it's like it's always first down. Run with Henry. He might get 2 or 3 yards. So I get you want to set the tone, and you can look, depending on how you look at it, you can say, well, the play action, they pick and choose their spots to play. They're so good at play action because they pick and choose their spots. But I just think if you have something they were like leading the league in yards off play action. Switch it up some. I mean, they run on first and second, and then they pass on third. I mean, if I'm watching film of the Titans, like I pretty much know what you're going to do.
Sat the box. All right,
now we can play off. Because Henry's not even in the game on third down. And that's like, he's not the pass catcher, but when he's the best player on the Titans. So to me, to take him off the field, when you take him off, it's like, okay, well, like they're going to pass. Because
to go back to Jamal Lewis, outside of that 2,066 yard year that he had, his yards per average was right on par with the rest of his career at Cleveland and Baltimore. So I think we have to look at amount of touches and that yards per carry. That's what I always look at, because a guy can't do nothing if he's not getting the totes. But it's when you see that yards per carry start to start going
That's
down.
why I loved watching Jamal Charles.
Kansas City. He came out of
He
nowhere.
was
He was at
5.5, 6 yards a carry.
Texas,
for,
right?
Like,
Didn't he go to Texas, University of Texas?
Well, no. I mean, he came out of nowhere in the NFL.
Or did he go to Tennessee?
I used to love Priest
One of
Holmes. Or Priest Holmes.
I do remember Priest Holmes.
Oh.
But do you have Shane? I know you as a Cowboys fan. Do you have
Yeah, University of Texas.
favorite players that aren't Cowboy players?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, not just
Tom
ones
Brady's
not just
somebody-
ones you enjoy watching, but just like
Looking back,
like just
that didn't play for Cowboys. Brian Dawkins of the Philadelphia Eagles. God, I hated
Clemson Tiger.
playing Brian Dawkins because he's a beast.
he's one of my favorite players of all time too.
Ed Reed, Darrell Revis. I have a thing for defensive backs in the secondary.
The U and Darrell Revis, Florida State.
I don't know because that's before me, but
Yeah, I can't remember.
I'm trying to think other players that
I might be thinking of Antonio Cromartie.
Edgerrin James. I loved watching Edgerrin James run the ball.
The U.
Let me think. I've got to go through. Randy Moss was superb.
Marshall. We are. Revis went to University of Pittsburgh.
Something about those defensive backs, man. Those safeties, those free safeties, especially.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
The U.
I liked Ray Lewis. I actually enjoyed Brian Urlacher more. But I loved Ray Lewis because of his intensity. But there's something about, I don't know, something about that I guess that old school.
Urlacher had that very Dip Butkus-esque.
Oh, he was brutal. Bill Romanowski. I like watching Bill Romanowski. I like Rich Gannon.
You sound like a big choo-choo train.
Woo!
Different movie, but
That's all right.
longest yard.
So Dawkins is up there
No,
for
that's
me.
that's definitely.
No. I'm saying Romanowski was in longest yard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know. Waterboy was the movie I was quoting.
So Dawkins is up there for me. Favorite players of all time. I love Gronk, on and off the field. Like he's just there's nobody like him. I mean,
Johnny Football.
I liked him in college. I did.
So I liked Moss. I was more. It's hard for me to say now because I like some things have
Megatron?
Some things played out.
Oh, he's up there.
Some things played out that has not changed my opinion of the way he played the game, just the way he carried himself. But I was more of a T.O. fan than Moss.
I didn't say him because of Dallas. He played Dallas in Dallas.
But I love Dez.
I didn't say him because he played
Well,
Dallas.
I know that. I mean, I'm as a Titans fan. I mean, Dez was one of my favorite players. I mean,
Larry Fitzgerald's up there for me.
LT, not
Very.
Danny
Tomlinson, not Lawrence Taylor.
Well, both.
TCU.
But Tomlinson.
He was the first NFL running back in history to run for 1,000 and catch 100 balls in a year, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. LT was definitely. Antonio Gates is fun to watch.
San Diego Chargers.
San Diego.
And I mean, this is
Oh.
just watching play. Loved watching Michael Vick.
Oh, without a doubt. It was exciting.
Ron Mexico.
Remember the Monday night game where they played the Giants when he was with the Eagles and went for it was.
People don't even realize, dude, Michael Vick had an amazing Philadelphia Eagle career that echoed, if not was better than most of the years he had in Atlanta. His time in Philly was very, very underrated. Do you remember? Here you go. NFL, Chris Berman always did the sound effects for people. Right? So there was a fullback he did. He went, boom, boom.
Mike Allstott.
Oh, I loved watching Mike Allstott.
Yep.
That was somebody I grew up on in the NFL.
So I loved
I don't know
Michael.
where he played football in college, but he was a beast. He'd run you over.
He went to a small college.
Some corn-fed college in Nebraska or something.
Wisconsin.
I mean, Deion was the same way. I love watching Deion too.
Florida State.
It's one of my favorite of all
But
time.
yeah, I eliminated a lot for you when I said no Cowboys. 'Cause
It's tough because somebody, where'd he go? Where'd he play in football?
Purdue.
Let's see, I never would have guessed. But Dion,
Nickname was A-Train.
that would make sense. Dion has become quickly one of my favorite human beings in all of professional sports to watch, to listen to, motivationally speaking wise.
Rumor mill is Lane Kiffin to Auburn.
And I heard Dion to Ole Miss.
Dion to Ole Miss.
That'd be interesting.
But Dion has told his locker room on multiple occasions he's not going anywhere because they're building something big there.
If he is saying that, and if he leaves, my opinion is gonna change.
It will
a lot.
It's like the LeBron James decision.
It'll change mine too, because I do think he's
got something special,
man. He's done a lot where he's at, but
they're undefeated.
If he was to leave, like if the thought is even out there,
it's out there.
Oh, I mean, in his mind,
if he leaves, his son, who's the quarterback, goes with him, and that dude is nasty.
Not just did he get
the
hurt?
The number one cornerback in the nation.
Did he get hurt? Sorry, what's his name? Sanders.
We'll just say Sanders.
Starts with an S. Quarterback.
I don't know if he got hurt or not.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that, I mean, I know the rumors are out there that he might go here, but I mean, like, if he's really on the market, you don't think Florida State goes calling?
Of course they're calling.
And you don't think that would be his?
I don't think they do right now.
I think he goes with man.
Current coach is doing good. They're in top 20. It's hard to,
that's tough about those alma maters, man.
It's tough, but it's one of those things you always feel like it'll come back around.
Like my gut with Dabo, man, is always there. Like, I'm just waiting for that day because I think it's coming.
If Dabo went, it cannot be right after Saban. It wouldn't be right after Saban. It'd have to be a couple coaches.
I don't think so.
I disagree.
Saban's 2 losses this year.
If Clemson stays, let's just say if Clemson stays where they're at, near the top, when Saban leaves, I think Alabama will throw whatever money they need to get him there.
I don't think they do.
To bring him home. And he'd take it.
I don't think so.
He'd be foolish to take it.
To take it or to not take it?
Well, the thing...
To not take it. I'm sorry. That's my T-bet. That is my T-bet. Elliot, you want to take a T-bet?
I'll take T-bet.
All right, my T-bet. And you're a Clemson fan. My T-bet
You got to put a year on it.
No.
No, it's not open-ended. You got to put a year on it.
I'm going to do even better. My bet is when Dabo leaves, when Saban leaves, Dabo's the next head coach.
No, you got to put a year on it. When is Saban leaving?
In general, I don't know when Saban leaves.
That could be 10 years down the road.
He's not going to last that long. Come on, Elliot.
Come on. Joe Pa lasted forever.
Yeah, they killed him.
They did, literally.
Killed him with that. No, not that. Remember that whole?
Yeah. Sandusky thing. Yeah, I remember.
That whole killed him. But no, I'm just saying.
No.
Next full-time head coach.
No, you got to put a year on it.
After Saban is Dabo Swinney.
No. You got to put a year on it.
Why? I'm just saying in general. Now, I'm not talking about a little interim to finish the year. I'm talking about the next full-time head coach of Alabama is Dabo Swinney.
As somebody that's made multiple bets with you, I agree with Elliot. You got to put a year on it.
It's hard to say.
Well, hey, that's part of the bet.
I mean, it could be 10 years, but you just got to put a year on it.
And that's impossible because I can't predict that. I'm just saying the next head coach.
It's got to happen this year. It's got to happen by this year.
Yeah,
that's still tough because I don't know.
Because every
within the next 3 or 4 years
where it's been like that, about whether it be Cody, Sasha, Bray, we always we talk about it for months, and then you're like, well, we should at least put a time frame on this because the more it went along, the more it.
I mean, and
Saban's what? 78?
And Dabo's most recent deal that he got.
There's a buyout. There's a special Alabama
buyout that yeah.
They're going to pay.
They're going to pay if they want you.
There's a reason they put that Alabama buyout in there because they know.
Because everyone has said, hey, that's where he's going to go if he ever leaves.
He's going there.
But he said time and time again, hey, he's not going anywhere.
Well, Deion said that too, and he's about to bounce.
So what if Deion doesn't go? Then what?
My honest opinion,
I hope he does.
I don't think Deion goes anywhere.
I don't think he goes either.
I hope he doesn't because I really love what he's doing for the kids, man. I think he's doing things bigger than football in people's lives.
I don't think he goes anywhere. I think Hugh Freeze ends up back in the SEC before anything happens.
Possibility.
Possibly back at Ole Miss. Welcome back. Open arms.
The
Lane Train. I hope Cadillac keeps the job at Auburn. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love to see that.
Do you think Sean Payton would take a college job?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think he.
I think he takes the Carolina Panthers job before he takes a college job.
I'm not saying he wouldn't take an NFL job over a college job. I'm saying if a college throws the right money out there, do you think he would take it?
If you see Sean Payton in the NFL again,
It will not be at the Dallas Cowboys.
it's gonna be in Dallas, and that is public knowledge with his relationship with Jerry Jones. He maintained a home in the Dallas area because of that reason, or somewhere in Texas.
But Texas is big now. I mean, it's not
your Democrats, you got your Republicans.
And
he's
New Orleans and Texas they do touch each other. So
he's a Dallas guy, man. Ever since he was the offensive coordinator there in Dallas, I mean, he was the guy.
But he's a Jerry guy.
He's a Jerry guy. Now,
For some reason,
Jerry's got to be living.
I was going to say,
Jerry's got to be alive for it to happen. But
this is going to sound bad because I don't know what makes me feel this way, but for some reason, like I could see it, Jerry going down this like a similar path as Vince. Somehow
it's been that way since '89.
I was like, maybe that's why. Maybe there's constantly been stuff where I just feel like he thinks he's over everybody else. I mean, he thinks he's over the NFL.
You're fired.
From what I hear, reports in these meetings with these coaches or these owners.
Right. That's what I'm saying. At some point, I feel like,
I'll pull all my money out of here. And they're hoping he does. Please do it.
I don't know. I would love Sean Payton back in Dallas. That's somebody that's on the level of Dez for me. Seeing them leave, hurt the soul.
Dez is still in Dallas, going to practice and everything. Just hoping they get to pick him up.
Just had that conversation the other day with somebody at church. Dez. I would. How about Odell Beckham Jr. most likely going to the Cowboys? Odell.
Possibly.
That's likely. Now, if Dallas does that,
They also said it was likely for him to re-sign with the Rams.
if Dallas,
Even more so now that Cup's going to be on IR.
I would much rather have Dez back in Dallas than OBJ.
I love OBJ.
But let me ask you this: if
I said to Jonathan the other day, the Dallas Cowboys are the New York Yankees in the NFL. Not that we always win championships, but man, we are the most despised team in the NFL.
could you see a path where Dez is in the XFL?
No, pride and ego. He's one of those guys, man. He played in the big leagues. He was a star in the big league. He's not gonna go. Not gonna go to the XFL. I'm intrigued to see who does though. These drafts that are happening, but like as free agents, who goes to the XFL, or if there is free agents, are there free agents? I don't even know. Is it a draft only?
Yeah.
We don't even know. I didn't even know draft was happening, and I read this list of these quarterbacks that were like drafted, and I see AJ McCarron. Well, no, he's not drafted. He's a free
AJ McCarron.
He's free agent, I guess. Drafted. He's not like he's coming out of college. Where was he drafted from? Free agent pool. Same with the former Cowboy there, the other second quarterback I named.
Is it Brett?
I didn't know who that was. I named Eric Dungy.
No, Dungy's from Syracuse. I know Dungy. Mr. Glass. Is your season-ending injury every year? No,
No, it was only 3.
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. I was like, he's always injured. So the second quarterback on the list. You pulling up that list for me?
No.
Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci, former Cowboy, shows a lot of promise.
Who?
Ben DiNucci.
Yeah, no idea. No idea who that is.
Yeah, I bet you he's
Never heard of him.
AJ McCarron or Ben DiNucci, one of those two quarterbacks is going to lead the XFL in stats.
The XFL just posted less than an hour ago. The quarterbacks selected today represent just 15 of the 528 open slots for training camp. So there's a lot more names coming.
Give me
not just quarterbacks.
Give me Terrell Owens in the XFL. That dude is still jacked. He's still running a 4.5, 4.6.
Who?
Terrell Owens.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did you see him? I sent you the video of him against one of Dion's guys at Jackson State.
He's fast still. I don't think he's the deep ball threat, running 70 yards on a fly.
I never felt like he was a deep. Well, excuse me. And when he was a Niner, I felt like he was definitely a deep ball threat.
Yeah.
I always felt like he was more of a possession guy, though.
Possession in Dallas, deep ball in Philly. They threw him the ball deep in Philly.
See, I always felt like he was more of possession even in Philly.
Yeah, Dallas definitely little slants. Give him the ball, yards at the catch, and what you can do with it. But
so the XFL draft is happening over the next 2 days.
See, that's not really out there.
At defensive end, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
So today, Wednesday, November 16th.
Yep.
I can see that.
Bro, but think about the ratings, what that would do. That would be genius.
So
was he end or linebacker?
No, he was defensive tackle.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
So today they're at 8:30 Pacific time. They're drafting.
They're drafting now?
Wednesday today.
Yeah. Okay.
Offensive skill positions: wide receiver, running back, tight end, fullbacks, defensive backs, defensive front seven, offensive line, and then tomorrow, Thursday, they're doing specialist and then open rounds.
You imagine they pull a Calvin Johnson out of retirement?
Him, Ocho Cinco. Yes, let's go.
Ocho Cinco.
What if they pulled Megatron out of retirement?
I just said that. Calvin Johnson.
You know what? I was thinking Chad. My bad.
I just said that.
What was that, Shane?
Never mind. I'm not talking. Never mind. I just said. I'm just kidding.
No, I was going to say though. The Rock is.
They might pull Tony Romo out of retirement.
The Rock and Aaron.
You ain't leaving that cushy deal.
The Rock and Aaron Donald are friends.
Yeah.
So imagine if he did 50 years old.
He looks better than the people at 30.
Hey, what's your drug testing policy? We don't have one.
There you go.
Who?
Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock.
He's clean.
Oh, Jesus.
TRT, baby, all day long.
I'm looking up most notable NFL free agents.
Dwayne Johnson.
Brock Lesnar. Antonio Brown.
That won't happen.
Okay. Would be interesting.
Bro, that dude, man,
I wouldn't want it to happen.
I hope he gets some mental health help.
And Ndamukong Suh?
Legit.
Is he not playing nowhere?
No, he's free agent.
I thought he was playing for the Bucks.
Dallas was linked to him, unfortunately. I don't really want him. Von Miller.
Well, he's with the Bills.
He's with Buffalo.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, this was preseason. He signed that 6-year deal. Where's Clowney?
Sounds like your normal internet sources.
Clowney's playing for the Browns.
What did you say? You talking
over there? Yeah, I am. I said this sounds like your normal internet sources. It must be true.
I hate you.
Oh, this was 5 months ago.
Well, I can't help that. And Ndamukong Suh is definitely a free agent.
Brady was still retired when that article was published.
Tom Brady.
And married.
Ooh. Horrible.
That's mean.
Horrible.
Horrible and deplorable.
XFL.
Cowboys actually had a shot at the playoffs. Winning a playoff game.
We're going to make the playoffs.
And look at them now.
I corrected myself and said winning a playoff game.
There's a different there. Different.
Win. 1, 2, 3, win.
Just looking at all these names, I don't even know who they are.
Who's that guy?
3 free agent quarterbacks the XFL should pursue.
7 kickers, 8 punters.
Who are these people? Josh Rosen. He's a former Brown, I think.
Play for the Cardinals too.
And the UCLA Bruins.
Kellen Mond.
No, he didn't play for the Browns.
Who?
Rosen.
Yeah, he did.
No, he played for the Dolphins and the Cardinals.
Rosen played for the Browns. I'm Googling it.
T. Hold on. T.
T?
You want to bet a T?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Definitely played for the Cleveland Browns.
He's right.
I'll Google it.
Dolphins, Niners, Bucks,
He's
Falcons,
everywhere.
Cleveland Browns,
Yeah, this was his last stop.
and Cardinals. Cardinals he started with.
All right. Well, that went one off the board for me.
Hold on.
Oh, my God,
Did
yeah.
he play, or was he just preseason?
He played for the Browns.
Browns cut QB Josh Rosen after 1 month.
It's all that matters, baby. I remember he had one
All right.
good play.
All right. NFL stats.
Yeah.
2018 for the Cardinals, 2019 for Miami, 2020 for San Francisco, 2021 for Atlanta.
So no.
Nothing for the Browns.
He played for the Browns, though.
He didn't play. He was on the roster. He didn't play. That was the wording.
He played for the Browns. He was in a game.
Nope. And no snaps for the Browns.
Not true.
Okay, I'm
Not
looking
true.
at NFL career statistics here.
Not true.
Preseason don't count.
You can't add that. You
It don't
cannot
count. That's not a game.
You cannot.
That's not a game.
We never said a game. We
You
said played for the Browns.
You said played.
He played in a preseason game for
No.
the Browns. You cannot change the terms. Semantics, sir.
Oh, hold on. Cleveland Browns, all season and or practice squad member only.
Perfect. Played for the Browns.
He didn't play.
He had a contract with the Browns. He played for
That's
the Browns.
not playing.
He played. I'll look it up. I'll Google it. Oh, look. There he is throwing a touchdown against the Atlanta Falcons as a member of the Cleveland Browns. Thank you, folks. That is a T-bet. And 1 win for Shane. That eliminates 1 off the board of the many I owe. Can't be adding that at the end. The preseason no count.
Well, it don't count in the stats.
We didn't say about stats. We said
I mean,
played
that's what
for the
counts.
Browns. You can't do that. I can't wait to hear Billy Fox's opinion on this. Billy.
Let Billy be the voice of reason. And Billy we trust.
He dressed as a Brown. Wasn't
Halloween
a
don't
Halloween
count.
costume.
Say what?
It wasn't a Halloween costume. He snapped the ball and he threw a touchdown pass.
Dressing as a Brown, is that equivalent to dressing as a turd?
Well, I like the Browns.
Let's see here. Browns and the rest of them are trimming the roster. Yeah, he didn't last long. AJ Macaron, Jacob Eason.
I'm not familiar with him.
He's
You talking about the other quarterbacks that were drafted?
Jacob Eason's currently with the Carolina Panthers. Number 16. He played for like 1 year for the Georgia Bulldogs and then transferred to University of Washington.
Is this draft on TV?
Oh,
ESPN.
9 hours ago, 49ers signed Eason.
I thought you were going to say Rosen. So they're in. All right. So the draft, this was phase 0, tier 1 quarterback allocations. I don't know what that means.
Starting.
Starting quarterback?
That'd be my guess. Or tier 1, meaning possible starters.
Phase 1 is skill players. Then defensive line. Defensive front 7, offensive line specialist, open draft. Somebody pull out Adam Vinatieri out of retirement.
Nah, he's not doing it.
Mike Vanderjagt.
Honestly, I think the XFL is more focused on
Development.
younger players that haven't had their shot. So I don't know how
NFL
many-
minor league.
Or they did, and they just were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Alternative to the CFL, which I love, by the way. I'm a big fan of CFL.
There's always a Kurt Warner.
I love watching CFL.
Somewhere.
I think CFL's fun to watch.
I like arena football.
Yeah, it's fun.
CFL. Who was not a fan of CFL? Was it Seville or was it Woody?
No, it was Seville. Seville,
Seville was not a fan of the CFL.
No,
I asked him about that in my segment
yeah, well, because,
because he had a little stint there.
yep, he had a little stint there, and they conned him out of some money or something like that. Yeah, wasn't too happy. Oh, because they drafted him as a quarterback, and when he got there, they tried to move him to safety or something. He's like, "Yeah, send me home."
Not a fan. Send me back to the States.
But man, what else we got, guys?
There's a lot of stuff coming. I mean, a lot of stuff that we've talked about in previous episodes, but the Santa Claus TV show starts this week.
Oh yeah, yep.
Exciting.
There's another one that starts on Thursday.
It's going to be Black Panther week for me, probably.
Wakanda Forever. Yeah, that came out this past week.
Definitely worth watching. I mean, I've talked to you about it.
Yeah.
I talked to Elliot about it, but spoiler free because obviously you guys haven't seen it. It was good. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was I was super tired, and I did manage to stay awake and not fall asleep for 40 minutes of the movie. But I still think I like the first one better. But that's not a knock on the second one. The second one, I mean, it was fairly close.
Was it the lack of Chadwick?
Probably why I didn't. I mean, like why
Michael B. Jordan?
Why I didn't enjoy it the most is because of. I mean, because of Chadwick. I mean, but they did a fantastic job throughout the movie of honoring him and like what he brought to the first movie.
Do they refer to Killmonger at all?
I can't say nothing.
You can.
I can't.
You can.
I really can't.
You can.
No, I can't.
Killmonger is my favorite character.
Watch the movie and you'll see. I'm not going to say anything.
Is he in it?
I'm not going to say anything.
That'd be a spoiler.
But, I mean, I know you won't do this, but no matter what, under any circumstances, do not. There's only one end credit scene. Do not leave before the end credit scene.
Killmonger's
but
alive.
He's
alive.
It has nothing to do with what you just said. It was.
Dang it, he's alive.
About that. It really doesn't. So I don't want you to get your hopes up that that's
what it has to do with. They're going to set up Shuri versus Killmonger for the throne. They have to. I don't know. I can't wait.
I don't know.
But the end credit scene was very well done.
If it's
you said Where the Crawdads Sing was a good one.
Fantastic. I don't know what made me watch it. Very interesting film. I guess it's based on a novel.
It is based on a novel,
which I didn't know. Incredible. I mean, the reviews were fantastic. So that's what I didn't read reviews. Just look.
Saw IMDb 8.7. I was like, oh yeah,
I don't know if it was that high, but it was above a 7. I was like, all right, so this is gonna be good. And we watched it, and Jess and I both watched it, and it was incredible, y'all. And the ending was fantastic. Probably, it's up there as far as my favorite endings in a movie.
7.1.
Yeah, it's up.
You know what the Rotten Tomatoes was?
65?
35.
35 from critics or fans?
Metacritic was 43. Audience score was 97.
Yeah, so it's up there. It's a really good film. I think it's on Netflix. It's a worthy watch. But what I liked most about it is I want to say one of the actors in the film was Robert Patrick. It looked like Robert Patrick. I never actually looked up the cast, but the acting was incredible. A bunch of no-name actors that I've never been familiar with before.
They got a couple like Garrett Dillahunt. I've heard of him.
Was the one guy Robert Patrick? He looked just like him.
There's a guy named David Stratham. Harris Dickinson was Chase. Taylor John Smith was Tate. David Strathern was Tom. Garrett Dillahunt was Pa.
So it's not Robert Patrick. It looked like him. Doppelganger. What's that?
The other show that I was trying to figure out what came out. So Santa Claus comes out on today, and then tomorrow the first the Christmas Story. Christmas Story Christmas.
I hated the movie, the original movie. I'm not gonna watch this crap.
I didn't really enjoy
hate
it.
Christmas.
I didn't enjoy the first one as a kid.
Yeah.
I've gone back and watched it because it plays on TV nonstop till Christmas, and it's actually a little better than what I thought it was, but still not a huge fan.
I'm not a fan of the narration the whole time.
Ugh, I can't stand that. It's a pet peeve. Not stop talking. You're interrupting the movie. Quit talking. Avatar comes out soon. It's gonna be good.
Soon.
Is it soon?
It's like next year.
No, it's like this month.
I could have sworn
Christmas time, I think.
I thought I said 2023.
No. Avatar, Way of the Water. They're already pushing it. It's
December 16th.
Yeah, that's gonna be phenomenal. And right before Christmas too. That'd be a big launch.
Biggest movie of the year.
So I will say
no.
one thing that might have helped Black Panther 2 was so that it wasn't. So I saw it early. I saw it at like 5:00 Thursday, so it was pretty early. I mean, people were just getting off work, out of school. But the theater, I mean, it had a good amount of people in the theater, but they were into the movie. I mean, so they weren't talking like throughout the movie, but they were like cheering at the right moments, like as a group, not just like one person or something. So it just made the movie theater experience a little bit better. You could tell everybody that was in the theater was enjoying what they were watching.
Yeah. What else, guys? Anything?
No, I'm just looking at like upcoming movies for the year. I think it's hard to it's gonna be hard to touch. I think with Avatar.
Do you think Avatar 2 does what Avatar 1 did?
No,
it's been so long, and I think
Avatar was a movie before its time, man.
It was, and I do think that. I mean, you can look at like success of Top Gun and some other movies that have come out way after the other one, but I think there's too much time in between Avatar 1 and 2 to
10 years more
than that, like 15.
That's a long time, dude.
But not enough to where like you look back on. Like I mean, I remember the first Avatar was a good movie, but it's still not something that I would. It was ahead of its time because of its visuals.
Yeah,
because of the creativity with the
Not
language.
necessarily like rewatchability.
Avatar was 2009.
Yeah, 13, almost 14 years.
Yep.
I love Cameron. I love his vision, his creativity, but I don't know if it's gonna sniff what it. I mean, you're talking Avatar is one of the number one movies of all time, right? As far as gross domestic box office and everything, it won't get yet. No way. I'll bet a T on it.
I'm not that one.
But that's it for me.
I guess that's it for me.
I mean, we can keep going.
Feel like there's something, but
Is there something we're missing?
Logan Paul did amazing at Crown Jewel. We didn't get to hit that last week, but he
hurt toward
he smashed it towards ACL, MCL, meniscus.
I want to go back and watch the match because I want to know when it happened because there was not a point watching the match.
They already announced when it happened. It happened on the table spot.
Yeah. Frog splash on the table.
Oh, did they? But because I was like watching the match, like, I mean, I would have never known that he was actually injured at any point in time.
So he was able to muscle through.
I mean, kudos.
That adrenaline, baby.
Yeah, as long as you're not having to cut left and right, you can get through an ACL.
I'm going to go back and watch it again.
For the first time.
Well, so what real quick, one last thought. What do you think about the direction they're headed with Bray and LA Knight?
Ramblin' Rabbit, you mean?
Bray and LA Knight.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Is he a part of it? I'm still sticking to my schizophrenic thing, multiple personality thing. That hasn't changed since day one.
It's a cult of personalities.
I definitely think Bo's involved.
I believe that.
Yeah, Eric Rowan's involved.
Believe.
it's the most anticipated part of the show for me to look forward to. I look forward to seeing what they're going to do with Bray, and that's it. And I tune out the rest. But I don't know what they're doing. I mean, how they going to do that match? I don't even know. What's it gonna, it's an actual match. It's Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight.
Bray versus LA.
So I haven't seen
Brayley.
Well, I talked about not watching Rampage. I haven't watched SmackDown either the last couple of nights. My Fridays have been kind of busy. But
Must be nice.
But when I saw the LA Knight thing, I was like, well, that's kind of random. Like, of all people to pick for his first program back.
I'm just glad they
Because
hit,
it's a squash.
I'm hoping Hit Row gets sent back to NXT because they are trash.
Without Swerve.
Hit Row. Who made their return on SmackDown the other night? It was against Hit Row. Oh yeah, you had Sarah Logan imitating Max the Impaler.
Oh, that was cute.
Allegedly.
Yeah, definitely. Let's not. Come on.
I for one, honestly, I've never heard of Max the Impaler until I started reading articles about it.
I hadn't either.
Wow. Okay.
I hadn't either.
All right. Anyhow,
She looked like a Viking.
Precisely. On that note,
Max Impaler doesn't though. Max Impaler looks like a end of the world person.
very similar. You can't deny something was stolen there. But it's pro wrestling. Everything's been used at some point. It's all about how you innovate and make it your own. So we'll see.
Honestly, when I looked at Sarah Logan, I thought more of House of Black than I did Max the Impaler.
Because you didn't know who Max the Impaler was.
Yeah, exactly. Irrelevant. Thank you so much.
Carbon copy.
Well, guys, if that's all we got, it's been a pretty good show. Been a longer show than normal. It's been good. Talked about a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And a lot we didn't talk about, but that's okay.
that's all right. That's why we do these things weekly.
So I'm thinking that I know we haven't had a guest in a while. So along with that comes no Shane event. So, not every Dynamite has a great main event. Some are mediocre. So I think, maybe Shane needs to prepare a Shane event for the two of us.
I could do that.
I'm confused, but all right, cool.
I don't follow.
It's late.
Prepare a Shane event for the two of us.
Yeah, like
Because
For next show?
10 things for you, 10 things for me. Just along with no guest comes no Shane event.
Yeah.
Jonathan misses the Shane event because he misses the learning about the person.
We can always do the Shane event and him just have some random topics or whatever. No issue.
Well,
Easy peasy.
I know.
It doesn't have to be on us, just in general. It doesn't have the Shane event doesn't have to be about.
I didn't mean
Hold on, turn this in. Outro
mean
music off real
necessarily-
quick.
I didn't necessarily mean about us. I just meant like with us answering the topic.
You're the interview. You're on the Shane event.
Yeah, but normally it's about those people. Is what I'm saying.
It would be about you.
No, it doesn't have to be about us. That's what we're saying.
I'm cool either way.
He wasn't saying that. That's what you're saying.
Well,
he was
he
saying.
just agreed.
Well, I'm saying
But
if
we-
it doesn't necessarily have to be. I was meaning yes about us, like
Thank
10
you.
topics, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be 10 topics in general. Just
I was saying 10 topics. Otherwise,
bring back the Shane event.
otherwise, what we have here is we have 2 shows and that's it. All done, guys.
It's time to go. Can we play the outro again? That's what I'm talking
There it
about,
is.
baby. It was a great episode, guys.
It was. Make sure you catch AEW Full Gear this weekend.
Dynamite tonight.
Dynamite tonight. Rampage Friday. SmackDown Friday. Impact Thursday on Access TV. Man, a lot of different good wrestling. As always, guys, we appreciate you joining us. My name's Elliot.
And I'm Shane.
And Jonathan.
And as always, let's keep it popping.